Hello, and welcome to another edition of the Big Freaking Friday Show on the College Football Mafia Network. I'm your host, Nathan Bomber Brown. With me are my co-hosts and also partners in this whole deal. That would be the Wild Ute and Moen. How we doing tonight, guys?
What's going on? How you guys doing?
Doing well.
I'm excited. I'm ready to go.
Living the dream. We're going to figure out Big 12 realignment tonight. Long time in the making, and we're going to get this thing calibrated down, guys.
I absolutely love it. Thanks everybody for joining us tonight. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube. Make sure you follow us on Twitter. Do what you can to become active in the College Football Mafia Nation, and we will pay you back with special member benefits and shows and shorts and videos and details and data and all the stuff not many other people cover. That's what we do around here. So our Friday shows are supposed to be fun, lighthearted. We're going to yell at each other and then kiss and hug, and it'll all be great at the end of the day. Daniel has joined us because we're going to be doing Ute's favorite show tonight. He's been building this up for probably almost 3 years. It's the Big 12 tier maker. You want to preview what we're going to do here?
No, absolutely. So we've identified within the College Football Mafia community the 13 schools that are realistic ads for the Big 12. We're not grabbing every school that would be a great ad because we don't think it's realistic to get some of these schools. We'll go through them all in a second here. There's 13 schools that we will be reviewing, from Pitt to Georgia Tech to Virginia Tech to Oregon State to Wazoo, and we are going to stack rank them as far as their desirability for Big 12 realignment, how realistic they are. Are they a must-have? Are they a strategic fallback? And we're going to get into this thing.
Absolutely can't wait. This will be a lot of fun. Let's do some shout outs first before we get going. Want to recognize people who have been here first. We right out the gate. Sorry, Big Lubbock was first. He says first. I want to give him credit. Then we have a super chat from Stormy Cyclone, $5 super chat. He's also a valuable member of the College Football Mafia family. I'll get the super chat started. Hope everyone follows. I want to give Stormy. You've got that sounder queued up.
I've got an Iowa State one, but he's heard that one before. I got a new one here.
Let's go.
This one for Friday.
Yeah, well, it's already 10 o'clock in the morning. You drink coffee at 10 o'clock in the morning where I come from. I'll take a cold beer instead. Come to think of it, my stomach is rumbling a little bit. I'll have another cold beer.
Thank you for the super chat, Stormy.
And who is that? Is that Stone Cold Steve Austin?
That is the Texas Rattlesnake. Stone Cold
Okay,
Steve Austin.
I just want to make sure we got it. Then Daniel checked in. We appreciate you, Daniel. Thank you so much. The Big Lubbock says the other 15 schools, not Texas Tech in the Big 12, are all losers. So we got people in. I'm really glad the Big 12 is showing out tonight. Laura Weiss, not only a moderator, and I'd say a way OG member of the College Football Mafia family. Thank you so much for everything you do for us, Laura. Your membership, we're very grateful to you, and go on Texas Tech. Hey y'all, happy Friday. Just Nathan, Nathan's my first name, so I can handle that. It's good to see you. Pitt sucks, he says. Anybody want to comment on that?
Oh yeah, I guess.
quick.
That's my best friend's son, by the way. Yes, Pitt always sucks.
All right. He says if you're a Pitt fan, you know what's in that takeout container.
Yep.
That's cold. That is cool. Make sure you subscribe, Just Nathan. It's great to have you here. We appreciate and maybe consider becoming a member of the College Football Mafia family. Let's see. Jacobra Cat here for a good time. Appreciate you. I think I'm pretty proud of myself. I said that the first time. Jacobra Cat. We appreciate you being here. Make sure you subscribe. You're watching on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up. Leave us a comment or question. And definitely at the end of the day, consider becoming a member. We have Bob Swanger. Hey, everyone, representing the Pitt.
No.
Sorry, I'm going Penn
No.
State. I apologize. My tongue would not say the words. You got that? Penn State Nittany Lions. Glad to have you here, Bob. Thank you so much for being a member of the College Football Mafia family. Steele Austin, representing the University of Utah, checking in. Kind of an erudite son of a gun sometimes. TGIF CFM. Good to have you here, Steele.
What a
You know I
word.
appreciate you. Jackson Johnson checking in, contributor to the College Football Mafia family. He's also a moderator for us, helping us keep you guys all down in those comments. What's up, College Football Nation? College Football Mafia Nation, sorry. Good to have you here. I'm trying to get to any new ones, and we'll just jump into this. Jason Spangler, also a member of the College Football Mafia family. Is Delaware on your list, you?
Is Delaware on the list? Absolutely not. No, the Hens are not on the list here.
Okay, all right.
Expansion.
Secret Agent, also Texas Tech. Man, Texas Tech, stand it up. I love it. Hey, y'all, good to see you, Secret Agent. Shonsky, hi, guys. Good to have you here, Shonsky, a valuable member as well. OPD Don, another valuable member of the College Football Mafia family. In and out of this, at the end of the show, everyone will still be pissed at Michigan. Moen, you want to quickly tell everybody when we're going to cover that?
We're going to do the tier maker first, and then I will discuss Michigan. We will discuss it in depth. There's going to be some bad words. You guys better maybe get some earmuffs for some of the more sensitive folks out there.
When it happened, I said nothing would happen to them. I'm just telling you right now.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
There was absolutely no way they were going to get punished. Gabe Henley, another new visitor around here. Make sure you subscribe, Gabe. Cannot wait for Tech to get out of this conference to the SEC. Man, somebody put a fire under Texas Tech fans tonight. Otto Raider, another Texas Tech fan, says University of North Texas owns Stone Cold Steve Austin.
No freaking way.
Yes.
He was at North Texas, huh?
Absolutely.
Is that right, Moen? Oh, okay.
That's right.
Cool.
He was actually trained by a gentleman, Chris Adams, and he was stunning Steve Austin back then.
Stunning. MBM representing Oklahoma State checking in, says erudite from the bottom of the totem pole. There you go, Steele. Take that.
Man, I'll tell you what, MBM's throwing some shade at the Utes lately. I love my MBM here. I love my pokes and everything, but come on, man. Come on. We're in the same conference still.
And there's going to be a big game, Utah and Texas Tech in September. So,
well, yeah, Oklahoma State. Yeah, Oklahoma State. Hey, we're buddies, you know.
Mark Bowman checking in as a valuable member of the College Football Mafia Nation. $10 super chat. I think UNC and North Carolina State should be all right with different conferences. It works for Iowa and Iowa State. I think, aren't we closer to that than not?
No. There's too much. There's a lot of political pull from both sides there in the state of North Carolina. There's a huge NC State contingent that anything that UNC does, they want to be a part of it. So it's all going to still get played out. There's probably going to be like a Carolina Money that's going to happen in the end.
Got you, Daniel. Thank you very much.
You know what else is going to get played out?
What's that?
The Iowa fight song.
Okay. I don't know. Do we have a lot of Hawkeyes in the building?
Mark Bowman's a Hawkeye.
Okay, I didn't know that. He needs to get a logo up there so I can cheer for him. I'm all for you. I'm absolutely all for you, Mark. I just didn't know that. Jacobra Cat, $10 super chat says, Wendy's spicy nugs with chocolate frosty on dipping sauce. That sounds nasty. Turns my tummy drain hole into a tortoise acting like a bandage soldier, finally possessing the nerves to heal them. Play that sounder, Moen.
Now we got to play it. He paid the super chat. He gets to hear the big tortoise.
Stop it. No, we're not playing that, Moen.
I don't even know what that is, and it sounds horrible.
Stop it.
Okay, that's enough, Moen. Stop that. Turn that crap off. I've never heard that before. I never want to hear that again. Thank you, Jacober
You
Cat,
don't
for
want
paying
to.
your $10. We appreciate you. Cranky Tiger representing Clemson Tigers. Moen, you were right all along. The NCAA is completely impotent from now on. Wild, wild west. Here we come.
Yeah, just get Vox Quindaro was talking to me on Twitter just before this. Let's just get a fine sheet going, and then
You
we'll
can
know
buy
how
a
much
national
boosters,
championship. Yep.
how much boosters have to pay for each offense,
Yes.
and they can do an audit and total it up and just pay the NCAA and do whatever the F they want.
Isn't like it's like a la carte shopping, right? You want a
Yeah.
national championship.
Might as
Pay
well.
this amount plus this amount plus this amount. There's your natty.
Yep.
Oh boy. Representing Clemson Tigers, great to have you here, Cranky Tiger. DF Oz says by the time Tech joins the SEC, the Big 12 will have overcome the SEC as a super conference.
Whoa.
Watch and see. Ute, what do you think about that?
That is a freaking take right there. Two things. Tech joins the SEC, but the Big 12 overtakes the SEC. The Tech jumps to the SEC. That's a take.
Rock and Rant, a contributor around here, helps Moen on his Sunday night show, obviously College Football Express on YouTube and on Twitter. Check him and Miami Flow out. They're great guys, and we love them being around here. Is 20 to 30 million a lot? Asking for some friends. I don't think it is. Do you guys think 25 million? So it starts at 20. Man, if I could pay $20, if Ryan Smith could pay $20 million for a national championship at BYU, he would do it.
Every school will.
We'll get into it a little later, but Michigan, the University of Michigan, according to themselves, they're valued at over $20 billion.
Who the hell cares, though? They're playing in a league that
I don't think $20 million is really going to do any damage to the Michigan Wolverines.
Agreed. Desert Devil representing Arizona State. ASU runs the table this year and repeats as Big 12 champions. I vote no. Ute?
No way.
All right,
No
Daniel?
way.
No.
Okay. All right. See,
I
that's what we do.
vote yes. I picked them.
That's
I
not.
picked
That's
them.
You
that's
did,
crazy.
Moan.
All I want to say is, Desert Devil, thank you for being here tonight. Make sure you subscribe and follow us all on Twitter. We appreciate you being here tonight. Jacober Cat again, $2 super chat. Hawkeye alum here too. So there's two Hawkeyes in the house.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
There's dozens of them.
Are there any other super chats I've missed? I think we're gonna stop there. The shout outs.
Moan, what's the super chat goal today, Moan?
It is 15 super chats of $5 or more to hit overtime for tonight.
All right.
Overtime. Beyond 2 hours. That's the deal. You know?
All right. So before I turn the time over to you, I just one last time want to encourage everybody that's watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, let us know how we're doing. We answer these comments. We get involved. We really care what you think. And the only way to do that is to interact with us. So follow us on Twitter, send us all DMs. Our DMs are open. But get involved in the College Football Mafia family. We really appreciate it. And Moen, one last time, how do they become a member?
Become a member of the College Football Mafia Network by clicking the little cash icon down below. You can also gift memberships, leave a super chat, leave a super sticker. All those things help us keep the lights on here, help us keep whiskey in the jar, and tier makers on Ute's computer.
All right. All right. So these are the rules. Ute's going to drive this thing. He's going to bring all these teams up. And us four, we're going to be very clear and concise, try to get through as many. We have 13, you said, Ute?
There's 13 schools.
So everybody buckle up, put your seatbelt on, relax. And this is what we're going to talk about tonight. Tier maker, Big 12. Ute.
Okay, here's the playing field, guys. So there's 13 schools that we are going to tier make rank here. And there are 5 criteria. Must have is the top criteria. The Big 12 has to have them. They must. Then next down is tier 2, primary targets. 3rd tier, high value fallbacks. 4th tier, strategic ads. And last tier, last resort. If you've been with us the last few weeks, we did the same tier maker for the SEC and the Big 10 conference. And now it's time for the Big 12. So we didn't grab every school. You'll notice schools like Notre Dame, Florida State, and Clemson are not on this list. Florida State and Clemson are not on this list. We had a discussion amongst our community, and we did not feel they were legitimate Big 12 candidates. So you can argue with that. That's fine and everything. That's just how the community saw it. So they are not on the list. If they happen to be on this list, they'd be must-haves. Let's just get that out of the way. If Florida State and Clemson ever had an opportunity to go to the Big 12 would have to get it done no matter what. That's no-brainers and stuff. But we're looking at 13 schools that we think are realistic targets, and we're going to put them in these 5 tiers. And we're starting hot with a Big 12 realignment candidate over the last few years that's been discussed, a basketball blue blood, a new market, a massive market, the UConn Huskies. So, guys, let's just rapid fire this one. We'll start with Daniel Gygax. Daniel, where does UConn fall in the tier maker?
Strategic ad or last resort. Their football attendance is horrible. Yes, they are the best men's and women's basketball program in America, bar none, end of story. But football is driving the realignment bus. UConn football is just not a big enough program to add. This isn't about academics. This isn't about markets. This is about how much your football means to America.
Okay.
Okay. Nate?
You know what? I like UConn. I don't think they can be high because of the competition, right? At some point, we have to talk about what's the comparison. So unfortunately, I put UConn at the, whatever the least desirable would be. It's hard for me to grade these tiers, but they would be near the bottom just because of the football brand.
So you're right with Gygax then, probably that last resort.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it.
Okay, Simone.
I'm going to go against the crowd here. I think high value fallback. And I will say this because I think the Big 12 needs to stand out. And I think the Big 12 has the possibility, you see some other powerhouses on here like Duke and Syracuse, of becoming the premier basketball conference in America year in and year out.
Okay.
Guys, I'm going to have to follow up with Moan here and say they're a high value fallback. And the reason for it is the opportunity with private capital with the UConn Huskies. The Huskies are, they're in Connecticut. They bring the New York market too. So you're getting multiple markets. You're getting the Northeast, and a lot of sponsorship ad revenue could be coming to the Big 12 if UConn were to join the conference. So that lifts them up multiple tiers, even though the football stinks. We all know that. The basketball's great. Academics are really good. There's a lot more that they add than some of these other targets that we'll talk about. But I'm actually at a high value fallback instead of just a last resort. So I'm wondering, based on all of these different ideas, if we meet in the middle and put them as a strategic ad.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Okay. Strategic ad for UConn, a little bit different placements for them, but that's where they end up. So now, for all the West Virginia fans out there, it's your best buddy here, your rival, the Pitt Panthers. The Pitt Panthers are a school that largely seems like their football product, their brand is kind of slowly declining. They are a borderline Big 12 entry. They are not an SEC or a Big 10 candidate. So this one's really hard to grade because West Virginia Pitt rivalry comes in the backyard brawl, brings something, but you kind of already occupy the market in West Virginia. There's some other targets here that might be ahead of Pitt. But we're going to go with Nate this time. And Nate, where do the Pitt Panthers fall on the tier maker list?
I wish this was 1 to 5. I would say 2.5. I think they're just above UConn, but it's more about their attitude. They don't want to be in the Big 12. They're a lot like Utah. So, look, the Big 12 can be choosy at this point, in my opinion. So that's where I'd put them, between 2 and 3.
Okay, so you're at the high value fallback or the strategic ad in those realms. Okay.
Yep.
Moan?
Yeah, I agree. Just like Utah, Pitt is very high academically, AAU, but they can't get into the Big 10 because of Penn State. So I've got them as a high value fallback, but I think they're right in between primary target and high value fallback. And I'm going to tell you why really quickly. The backyard brawl is a big deal. It's a big rivalry. And Bob Thompson has told us rivalries make you money.
He did.
Yep. He sure did. Gygax?
Outside of that one game, what does Pitt athletics add to the Big 12? They're
Not much.
No, they're third best team or third most cheered for team in their own city behind Penn State, number one, easy, WVU number two. Let's get right down to it. I would say strategic ad, maybe high. I would put them above UConn.
There you go.
I'm with you guys, but I don't know if they are above UConn. Like, I think that we have them in the right tier, but who is better candidate for the Big 12? Who adds more value, UConn or Pitt?
Between those two, if that's what we're doing in this exercise, I actually would take UConn over Pitt.
So would I. I'm serious about that.
If that's how you're measuring it.
Like, yeah, I mean, if they're in the same tier, we're stacking them up. Do you want UConn or Pitt at the end of the day? Like, which one has more value? I think it's UConn.
At least with Pitt, you will get the eyeballs with the backyard brawl. That's the only thing you get. UConn doesn't have that rivalry with anybody else that's in the league. That's the only reason why I would say a little bit above UConn is you do have that one game.
All right.
But other than that, they don't mean much.
Daniel, do you think that Pitt would play West Virginia if they weren't in the Big 12? Say that UConn got left behind in some type of ACC. Do you think that Pitt would be interested in that game still?
They're playing it this year. They've got it scheduled out for what was it? You got a 2-year gap, and then it picks up for another 4 games. So yeah, they've scheduled it out of conference. So yes, there's a lot of interest between Panthers and Mountaineers athletics to have that game. They do it in basketball. They do it in every other sport going. Heck, WVU and Pitt played baseball there at PNC Park.
Mm-hmm.
It's worth having.
All right,
guys, where are we going here? Are we going behind UConn or in front of UConn here for Pitt?
It's 3-1. It's 3-1. Everybody's got UConn except me. I would put Pitt in front of them. Just me, but I'm not going to argue.
Okay, there we go. So Pitt actually strategic ad behind UConn. That's a shocker. But when you do the analysis, when you talk it through, it makes sense. And we're on to Tulane. Tulane was one of the last ads on this tier maker list. They made the list based on a variety of factors. And Moen, why don't you highlight some of the strengths of Tulane?
Louisiana. You get into Louisiana, rich recruiting ground, huge markets in New Orleans. They're very good academically, and I know we're not talking about academics, but good academics can help the Big 12. You just added 4 corners from the Pac-12 that are all academic powerhouse schools. So I'm not going to list Tulane as a high-value fallback or anything like that, but I do see it as a strategic ad. It also adds a really good travel partner for UCF.
Okay, Nate.
I don't see it. I'd put him at the bottom. I don't know why the Big 12 would bring in Tulane.
Daniel.
Big 12 had a chance to bring in Tulane. They were passed over, and they were passed over for a reason. They would be a last resort. Yeah,
they're a last resort, guys. They are the first and the last resort column at this point in time. While I do bring a market in Louisiana that you don't have, I just don't think the brand's big enough. The ratings aren't that great for Tulane. And they're fine, but they're not Big 12 caliber or anything like that. There's some growth opportunity there, good academics, but they just don't clear the Big 12 hurdle. So last resort, that's where they fall. We're going to do one more, and then let's get to some comments. The Cal Berkeley Bears, back-to-back. We talked about them last week with the Big Ten. They were in the last resort for the Big Ten, so they've made their way onto the Big 12 tier maker. Where are they falling? We'll start with Gygax.
Wow.
Cal.
I'm 20 miles from their campus, and that football program has taken a nosedive. Like I said, it's not about markets because there is no network, Big 12 network. So it's all standalone product. If there's Big 12 network, then you would want the subscribers that you have in a top 10 market. And it's not about academics, because Big 12 doesn't care about academics. It's about their football. But it does get you into California. Yeah. And that will help. You will have another after dark game available. I can go see WVU every once in a while play in Berkeley. But
got to make a decision, Daniel. We got to go.
Strategic ad.
All right.
Yeah.
So, Moan, what do you think about Cal?
Last resort.
Holy cow. Why?
One, I don't think Cal brings anything to the table. Yeah, you get into California. That's great. You talk about Utah not wanting to be in the Big 12. Can you imagine Cal in the Big 12?
No.
You're just going to have it's just not a good fit for either party. Just
true.
That was a toxic relationship waiting to happen. Both of you go your separate ways.
Nate.
Same. I'm exactly with Moan.
Your last resort too? Are they ahead of Tulane or behind Tulane?
I think they're behind. They are going to be last on the list, and this list could have 50 schools on it.
Man, that's crazy. I was not going to put them in last resort, guys. I was thinking strategic ad, but like I've got a little history playing Cal a lot in the Pac-12, and the recruiting aspect of going back to Northern California to recruits attractive to a school like Utah, because that's a pipeline that's kind of closed up since the Big 12.
Let me ask you this, though, Ute. Let me ask you this. Are they going to help the conference or hurt it? Are they going to be a cancer? Only complaining and bitching and moaning. And look, the strength of the Big 12 is we're all together. It's the unity that makes the Big 12 strong.
Well, they'd be definitely looking to get out of the Big 12 as soon as possible.
That's what I'm saying. So what's the point then? Why add them?
It's true. I mean, that's a great point. So I'm okay with putting them last based on that logic. That's wild, though. I mean, like, it's true, but it's wild when you actually talk it out, how Cal really isn't going to get in the Big 12 for that reason. Let's get to some comments, guys.
All right. Super chats, and we've got a bunch of them galore. We're going to work from the latest one to the first one we had. Carrie Go Knowles. I haven't seen you for a minute. I saw you on Greg's show today. I miss you, so I appreciate you being here tonight, Carrie. Thanks for being around and an OG at this point in the Mafia Nation. Spot the damn ball already. We're talking about who wants to watch football.
I want to watch football. 1 week, baby. 1 week.
I know Carrie's waiting to hear this.
There we go. One of the best of everything at any university football game. Absolutely one of the best. LA Horned Frog, valuable member of the College Football Mafia family. I don't know if that's our normal frog, but love the show. Go Frogs. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Ryan Willie checking in, representing Wisconsin in the Big Ten. One of the most loyal members of the College Football Mafia family, $2 super chat. Pitt because of football. So Ryan thinks maybe that the value in the game sort of overrides some of the other challenges.
Maybe. They do have one big game, and that's it.
Absolutely. Let me play. I got to play a sounder here real quick.
Yeah, go. Do it.
Let me get one for Horned Frog.
All glory to the Hypnotoad.
And here's one for Ryan.
Okay. Gotta love Wisconsin Badgers. Cobra Cat, $5 super chat. OSU should take Jensen Huang, who happens to be, I think, the second richest person in the world or something. He's the NVIDIA CEO. To the Willamette River for Lady Beavers. He'll find his one with iron teeth for gnawing oak and tail, and that slaps wood good. I will tell you right now, Oregon State could be the premier program in the country if they could get that guy to invest in sports.
Yeah. And
it's incredible.
I got to be honest with you, I don't even know what sound effect to play for that. So,
well, he's Oregon State.
I guess so. Whoa, Nelly.
Whoa, Nelly.
Oregon State plays a chainsaw every like 5 seconds there.
Like USC, every first down, it's the same damn song over and over and over again. And then Doc Gibbs didn't make a comment, but we appreciate the $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Doc. It's great to have you here tonight.
Doc is a North Carolina State guy.
That's right.
Okay, so we're coming up on North Carolina State here in a minute.
No way, Moan. You got a North Carolina State?
I got the Wolfpack.
Do it again.
There we go.
Ooh.
Sweet.
I love it. That's fantastic. Thank you, Doc, for being here. NC State is represented, and I think you'll find out how much we'd love to have them in the Big 12. Becky Go Huskies, contributor extraordinaire, somebody else that also is a valuable member of the College Football Mafia family staff. $5 super chat says, LFG can't wait to see the picks. Thank you, Becky.
Absolutely. And we got to do a Washington sounder. Here's a siren.
There you go. I love it. Washington, one of the greatest places to watch a ball game. Did you get there, Ute, to watch one of the Utah games?
I did not. It's sad.
It is sad. You would. It's a trip. If you have a go-to trip, that going to Seattle is it. Purple Cat Claws, $5 super chat. That would be the Kansas State Wildcats. Is that right?
That's right.
108 consecutive years of college football rivalry tradition, possibly ending. Save Farmageddon. Yeah, that would be I would hate that, huh?
You can't lose Farmageddon. It makes no sense. This conference needs rivalries. This is what top 3 rivalry in the whole conference. Why are we even talking about this?
Because they put BYU and Utah on October 17th.
Yeah.
It's broken. It's absolutely broken. And then another $10 super chat from Opie, who didn't make it in at the very beginning, but I appreciate his super chat. Opie is a valuable member of the College Football Mafia family. $10 super, $14.07.
That's the best super chat number I've ever seen, Opie.
I apologize.
1407.
$14.07. I'm with you. I mean, we've received $100 super chats before that were like epic, but $14.07. I will never. Thank you, Opie. You know, we appreciate you, brother. This is to bring up all the super chats to the $5 overtime chat. So we have 8 more now. Let's keep it going, baby.
Okay, so I got to play a sounder for Purple Cat first.
Go for it.
We don't want to let the Farmageddon be out here Munson, guys.
Okay.
It's a tough world. These kids nearly got Munson, but they're back now.
What is that?
And then for Opie, we've got to do a little LSU. We're going to give him the Go Tiger.
That's a good one, too. Jeff Bell.
Followed by a Tiger Roar.
There you go. That sounds like a lion to me, but okay. I won't say it's a tiger. He is. He's prepped for tonight. All right, that's all the super chats. So why don't you dive back in? Oh, wait. Let me do a quick reset. If you're watching right now, and we've got well over 200 people watching us live, make sure you subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. Ring that bell to become a new subscriber. Follow all of us on Twitter. And then if you're on X, jump over to YouTube, and that's where we do most of our work. So if you come over there, help us out, hit the subscribe button. We're trying to get to 5,000 subs, and we're just about 100 right now away. So help us get over the top, be the 5,000, and that would really help us. So thank you for being here tonight for this tier maker. It's special. Ute.
Look at this tier maker, y'all. So we've got 2 schools in the strategic ads, UConn ahead of Pitt. First shocker. Then last resort, we've got Tulane ahead of Cal Berkeley. It's another shocker. They both make sense. Let's move on. Okay. The Miami freaking Hurricanes. Let's talk Miami here. Nate, why don't you give a little bit of analysis on the Hurricanes in the Big 12?
That's a dream pickup. I mean, there's absolutely no question. If the Big 12 somehow could get Miami to come play Big 12 football, immediately, overnight, perceptions would change. It wouldn't be a Midwest flyover state truck stop conference. You bring in a Miami even just for a football ad only. Although I think they'd love to play basketball in the Big 12. Immediately they'd be the number one brand. They could drive the bus, and I absolutely would love that. Miami, in my opinion, is a blue blood. So It's pretty shut case for me.
Gygax.
Easiest must add on the list.
Moan.
Yeah, it's no question. If Miami's available and you can get Miami, you knock your own mother over and run over.
Yeah,
in order to
that's
get
true.
Miami.
Moan, you're exactly right. That's exactly right.
Miami would be the biggest pickup in realignment, over the course of all these realignments for the Big 12. It's just a massive brand, massive ad. It's a must-have market. Gosh, just the opportunity is exciting just to think of them coming over to the Big 12. It'd be hard to pluck them away from the Big 10 or maybe something else if they wanted to form it. But if you can get the Hurricanes in conference, must-have, get it freaking done. There we go. Our first must-have is Miami, the Hurricanes. And now can we give like that Wolfpack sounder again? I love that freaking sounder. While we
it's a good one,
NC
Moan.
State.
Yep. I love it.
Okay, so Moan, why don't we start with you? NC State and the Big 12.
Must have.
Yep.
Outside of Miami on this list, this is the best fit for the Big 12. Get you into North Carolina, passionate fan base for football and basketball. Must have for the Big 12.
Gygax.
Must have. They have the highest They have the highest attendance of any school in the state of North Carolina. Their fans are very passionate. They love that team, and they are going to easily be in.
Nate.
I mean, that's a must-have. Miami's no, in my opinion, it's Miami, Miami, Louisville.
Don't give it away too soon. You don't give it away. We got a lot to talk about. Okay.
Yeah. Obviously, it's just right there behind Miami. There's no question.
So NC State was either going to be a primary target for me or a must-have. You guys gone must-have. I can totally see it. I don't know if it's on the same tier as Miami. They'd be behind Miami, but hey, they're one of the top two, right? It's like, so I'll throw them in must-have. Moan, can we get that Wolfpack sounder again? Just one more time. I got to hear it again. It's just good.
I think Nate wants the tortoise sounder again.
Yeah, go for it.
No, I'm going to do North Carolina State.
Okay, there we go.
Man, North Carolina State, yes, with the football brand, the good basketball, and the market of Carolina. All right, so let's talk now about the Oregon State Beavers. Oregon State made an attempt before to get into the Big 12 Conference, didn't quite make it at that time. Where do they fall today? Where does Oregon State fall today? Let's start with Daniel.
High value fallback. They're great, and I've seen Oregon State play down here in the Bay Area. They have great fans. I don't know if they're going to rise enough to be added to the Big 12. Big 12 said no once already. So I don't see that they've done anything to help that situation. And oh yeah, by the way, they're in court right now with all that Pac-12 Mountain West. If they were to leave, that would blow up that whole entire agreement.
Moan.
They're in between Tulane and Cal on last resort.
Whoa.
I'm sorry. Oregon State just does not do it for me. There's a reason that they're forming a G6 conference. Sorry, Beaver fans. It's just, I don't think you're up to the same level as Big 12 teams.
Really, Moan?
Yeah, I said it. And I'll get lots of angry comments about it, and I'll try and respond to them. But Oregon State, I don't think they're on the level that they need to be in order to be into the Big 12.
Nate.
I would put them in the high value fallback. I think all they need is resources. They won in the Pac-12, right? They have a fantastic fan base. The location is absolutely gorgeous. It's another trip to make, going to Corvallis. You and I are both, mountain fans, and I definitely see them in that middle tier.
Crazy fan base, great baseball, good football.
Baseball, right?
Yeah, elite baseball. And like in the state of Oregon's beautiful place and everything. I really like Oregon State. They were kind of like a brother to Utah in the Pac-12 era. So I'm a little biased and stuff. So I would rank them a little higher. I know that, Moen, you're saying the last resort. I'm thinking kind of meeting in the middle somewhere and putting them in strategic ad amongst all of ourselves here. But the question becomes, are they more of a strategic ad than UConn or Pitt?
No.
Okay.
If you're going to put him there, I don't think so, no.
So if we put Oregon State behind Pitt, strategic ads ahead of Tulane, which I think is actually correct. I think Oregon State would be ahead of Tulane in a realignment scenario, and then Cal's off the board, basically, we're saying, based on the lack of cultural fit. So Oregon State ends up in the third tier in strategic ads. All right, here's the fourth school in this batch, and then we'll get back to comments. A very interesting realignment candidate. They're kind of talked about to the SEC, the Big Ten, everywhere. The Duke Blue Devils, they're rich. They're in North Carolina. They're an elite blue blood basketball brand. Where do they fit in the whole hierarchy of the Big 12 conference? And we'll start with Daniel.
Last resort or strategic ad.
What?
Their 5-year football attendance is below 24,000. They don't draw flies in Durham, North Carolina. And this is all about football. It's not about academics. It's not about basketball, because their basketball is great. It's their football is just not good. So I would sit there and say, maybe, I mean, if I could talk it up, maybe a strategic ad. It's all about football. They average less than 24,000 people per game the past 5 years. It's awful.
Nate.
Last resort.
What?
Right ahead of Cal. Right ahead of Cal.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to be here, Ute. You don't want to be here. What are we talking about? These guys are elitist, and a lot of them could care less about any of the schools in the Big 12. And we don't need anything like that to muddy the water. That's my opinion.
But you can't pass on a commodity just because of that assumption. If they were
But
in
a
a
brand
situation,
just having a brand though by itself does not justify where you're trying to go as a conference. I just don't think so.
Man, okay. I've got a different take on this one. Moen, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm not kicking Selena Gomez out of bed because she's eating crackers. This is a must-have. This is a must-have, you guys. This is the #1 most valuable brand in basketball. If you're going to put UConn as your strategic ad for basketball, you've got to at least have Duke in the top 3 tiers. To me, this is a must-have. You get Duke basketball. It's very valuable. The football program is improving. Hey, the SEC went and stole Duke's coach, their football coach. Manny Diaz went, I believe, 8-4 last year. He's got that program on the up. I'm not going to pass on Duke because their football attendance is 24,000. I'm taking Duke because their basketball is the #1 most valuable basketball brand in America. And I would love to pair it with a Kansas and an Arizona and in all the great basketball schools you guys have in the Big 12. I'm sorry. It must have.
And no one do the math. How many teams does the Big 12 go to?
Let's say 20.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
So 20
look
or
at your
22.
list here. Where does Duke come in at the very top of that list?
I got him right next to North Carolina State.
I think that is absolutely nuts.
Moen,
And that's cool.
Let's talk
We can
about
disagree.
fit.
Here's
I
the
just
thing.
don't think there is a fit.
Duke is just Wake Forest with a better basketball. That's all
cold.
Duke is. That's all
what I
Duke
said.
is.
Yeah, but Duke still gives you a lot. Yes, I get it. It's an academic snobbery, prestige, private school. That basketball program, guys. Can you imagine Duke basketball in the Big 12?
What pays bills?
Yeah, what
Football,
pays the
basketball.
bills?
Listen,
Ron?
basketball pays bills too, guys. There is
not at the
value
same
in basketball.
At
There's
a
not a lot of-
1/5 or a 1/4 rate.
There's
Yeah.
not a lot of huge football value in this entire list, guys.
So you have to look at the goal, right? Strategic planning. You're driving a business, a corporation. If you have to make business decisions, not emotional, not, hey, shiny toy, I'm going to grab the keys and go drive a new car. If you're only going to 20, If that's the basis of everything else, look at every team, and I don't see any way, shape, or form they can be on the top line.
They would be in my top 4. And I get you might not agree with that, but listen, I think basketball has value. Yormark has already stated he wants to split off the basketball rights, sell them separately. I think the Big 12, listen, you're not going to compete against the Big 10 and the SEC in football. I'm not saying that to insult people. I'm just saying that,
But that's not what that's not what I'm saying, though. It has nothing to do with competition with the Big 10 and the SEC.
Okay.
It's about establishing the Big 12.
Sure, and you can carve yourself out as the best basketball conference in America.
But they don't want to do that.
3 of the top 4 basketball brands in the country in your conference.
Yeah, I just look at the end of the day, as a Big 10 person, it's easy for you to sit and pass judgment and say that would be great for you guys. If they're so good, why don't you pick them up?
I would. I wouldn't.
Oh, come on. The Big
I
10
was
is
on my
not
Big 10
taking
list.
Duke.
I was in a conference that was very basketball heavy, and what happened to that conference?
Yeah,
it fell apart. The Big East fell apart because basketball is great, but it doesn't pay the bills.
Yeah, I'm.
Does Duke fit in the Big 12? And like Nate brought that up, it's a great point. That's a swing factor. Are they going to be? Are they going to be content in the Big 12? Do they fit at all?
It's not a matter. It's not a matter of snobber. I don't care about any of that. It's how good is their football, and that's what you just have to ask. Yes, they're a great academic brand. Yes, they got a great hospital. How's their football?
Well, A&M just stole their coach last season, and Manny Diaz had a winning record his first season as head coach.
So they become a farm league then.
But here's my thing. If we're going to say Duke doesn't belong in the Big 12, how are you going to say Miami belongs in the Big 12?
Ute is pushing, or not pushing. Ute is literally saying if Ute, well, sorry, let me back up. If Miami's on the market, of course they'd be number 1 for the Big 12. I'm saying Duke. If Duke was on the market, they would be after. Ute doesn't want me to say the names, but I see a bunch of other brands on there that would come before a Cadillac brand just because.
I agree with Nate on that one. I don't think that Duke's ahead of North Carolina State, and the Big 12 is not adding them both. It's straight up like that. Like North Carolina State is like a perfect fit for Big 12. Like you just don't need Duke as well. It doesn't lift the Big 12 in ways that it does the Big 10. It's just different priorities too between conferences, but I don't have them as a last resort either. Mon, I'm wondering if we get to some comments right now. I'm wondering if you could put a poll out to see if the community.
There's a good idea.
I saw a great one here by Jeff Fuller. Agreed. Duke would be a must-have, largest brand and fan base in men's basketball, worth more than most all current Big 12 football programs.
Again, it doesn't matter.
Jeff, I'm going to disagree with you. There is a university 20 miles away that has a bigger brand. They are not even the biggest brand in their own metro. That's UNC.
Okay, so if you want to look at it like just buy Duke basketball, then say, hey, we'll take you as a basketball only ad.
That will
because
work.
What you're basically saying, the football program is just happens to be there. We have to take this into consideration. It's not about whether Duke is a valuable brand. Of course they're a valuable brand. What Jeff said is exactly right. Can't disagree with the fact of that. But if you look at them in comparison to all the other available schools for realignment, and you're only going to 20, you have to make a decision. There's only 4 teams that would fit on that top line. Must have.
I agree. And I think Duke is one of them, but I completely understand if you guys disagree.
Sure. Did you put the poll up? Sorry, I forgot to ask you.
Oh, I did not put a poll up.
Yeah, let's see. Let's
get
the fans decide. Yeah.
Yeah, let's see the community, what they decide on this one. We're a mixed bag, guys. We're last resort. We're must-haves. We're in the middle. We need the community.
Yes, please.
Determine where Duke is.
That's why we have the smartest fan bases and people watching on social media, is because we have these type of discussions with them. We're not telling you guys what to think. We're just saying this is our breakdown of it. Do you want to do super chats right now? You take a break.
Yeah, let's definitely do that while the polls up. Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. Auto Raider, $5 super chat says Duke is second only to Miami. This is a Texas Tech person now.
Yep.
This is how the Big 12 presidents would vote.
man, this is like such a polar school, Duke, Big 12. I see it, guys, like Jess Point, brand, basketball, money, academics. My only question, pushback is fit. The fit. It's a Cal type fit. And if so, we're going to knock Cal down all the way to the last resort, last team. Then how are we giving Duke a pass?
Well, I'm not.
Yeah, you're not.
I'm not giving.
That's what I'm pressing on, though.
But
can I give
football in
moderator his
Berkeley is
sounder
awful,
first?
though.
Go ahead, Mo.
Let me give him a little.
Texas Tech.
Sorry, Auto Raider, tortillas not included.
Yeah, no throwing tortillas. Purple Cat Claus, another $5 super chat saying Duke is nothing without UNC. I would actually say that's true. If you could get UNC and Duke as a package, then they would be immediately at the top. But Duke by itself, coming to a conference that's trying to be an actual football conference, they're polar opposite things you're trying to accomplish there.
All right. Well, Purple Cat Claus, you will get the Sopranos soundbite that Nate wanted.
A grown man made a wager. He lost.
There we go.
He made another one. He lost again. End of story. So take that high moral ground and go sleep in a fucking bus station if you want.
Okay. Okay. Look, besides the language, I love Tony Soprano. I love that. All right. Becky Go Huskies taking exception with what I'm saying. I think the whole their elitist argument is not appropriate, says a University of Washington Husky. Business is business, guys. They'll join if the money is right. They don't care.
Exactly,
there's a lot of plural pronouns in there, Becky. Who's they? Who's they'll? Because I think, let me say this. 2 years ago, Brett Yormark tried to steal Gonzaga, UConn, and whoever else to build the best basketball, hands down, best basketball conference in America. And what did the president say?
No.
Almost unanimously, they said no. And it's because they want to build and be a football conference. So that's where the difference is that what we're talking about with Duke exactly, in my opinion. That's how I look at it.
Let me play Becky a sounder real quick.
Yeah, please do.
Tell them to bring me my money.
All right. Laura, I don't know if I got to this earlier, but I want to make sure I got it. Laura Wise says, how many of these programs would even want to be in the Big 12? That's another
Great
question.
point. Great point.
Are we
want
really
schools?
considering that, though? Like, I mean, because there's going to be a pushback from basically every ACC school, guys. We need to be honest about that. That's just part of the reality here. Which ACC school outside of like Louisville's like wanting to jump possibly? None. Like, and so this is real. Like, it's not just like, hey, willingness necessarily. It's like it's a must move for your own survival. Kind of like a Utah, like the Four Corner schools.
Right.
It's acquisition. This is acquisition based. So I don't know if that should weigh as heavy as you guys are kind of making it with a school like Cal and Duke and the rest of them we'll talk about. I mean, that's something to think about.
Okay, let me play.
I work with a ton of Berkeley alums. They regular dudes. 99% of them.
Okay.
Okay. Let me play a sounder real quick, and then I will say something. I saw this in the chat earlier. I think it was Stormy Cyclone, but it's an oldie but a goodie.
They've been sucking you, and you're sick of it. I get it.
Let's go.
Thank you for the super chat, Laura. I will say this. Any port in a storm, if your boat is sinking, you're going to take anything you can to get off that boat. Look at Colorado. Colorado left to go back to the Big 12. What did Utah, Arizona, and Arizona State do? These three schools that were all Pac-12 changed their tune within 24 hours.
Well, Utah didn't change their tune.
Well,
they've never changed.
They joined.
They did join, but it doesn't mean they changed their tune.
There you go. They may not have liked joining, but they did join.
I just don't think
if
Utah had just gone back-to-back championship games in the Pac-12.
Yeah.
When was the last time Duke won the ACC? Have they ever won the ACC in football?
Yes.
Maybe in my lifetime one time.
Yes.
I'm
Yes,
54.
With,
I think maybe they won once.
I can't remember the coach's
They've
name.
gone to a championship game once and lost.
There you go. So if we're a conference that's full of football teams and that drives the bus, as Bob Thompson has said, you got to be a football brand. Anyway, Ryan Willie, $10 super chat. Thank you so much, Ryan, for being a member of the College Football Mafia family. If you Big 12 fans don't want Duke, Moen and I will take Duke. You can have them, Ryan. Big 10, you guys can take them.
We want that wolf pack. We want that. Give that sounder again, Moan. That wolf pack sound.
Hold on.
One more time.
Ryan,
We got Opie.
Ryan
okay,
gets his own sounder first. All right. Let me just
go ahead.
chill
Yeah,
out.
go. No, go ahead.
And he said Moen, so we're going to do this. If it plays.
Every faucet in my house is mowing. Everything is mowing.
Thank you for the super chat, Ryan. Everything is mowing.
Here we go. This is answering your question. 1952 was the last time that Duke won a conference championship. And that was the old Southern Conference.
All right.
53 was first year at ACC. 2013, they won the division.
All right.
Let's get to that Opie super chat, guys.
I will. Just a second. I wanted to comment on this because we're all fans of Louisville to the Big 12. So what are we saying that pisses off a Louisville fan? I'm curious about that. I'm going to let everybody think about that, but I don't understand why National Champions is upset because as far as Louisville goes, we all want Louisville in the Big 12. So
we haven't even talked about Louisville.
Nope, not there. OPD Don. Again, a $25 super chat this time. Thank you so much, Opie. Must have Duke cannot be lower than number 3. It is world renowned. It raises the whole conference. It brings eyeballs. So Opie's saying what Moen's saying. You take what you take, and context doesn't really matter.
Man,
the biggest showing of how well your football program is attendance, and they average less than 24,000.
See, that's rough for an A4 school.
Yeah.
That's
past 5 years. Yeah,
that's absolutely rough. Thank you so much, Opie. Go ahead, Moen.
Yeah, Opie has just been the $1 Million Man tonight, so we're gonna.
You want to give him another sounder before? There we go.
We'll give him a little Roddy Piper too.
Whatever you want. I can't hear it.
Hold on.
You do not throw rocks at a man who's got a machine gun.
The great one. Roddy Piper.
Roddy Piper.
The Cajun bajillionaire Opie Didon. Thank you, sir, for that super chat.
The man with the kilt. I miss Roddy. Sure. All right. You keep going.
Well, I think that we need to get this poll.
Greg Fugar has just given us $2 super chat. Greg Fugar, the OG. Thank you so much, Greg. Peek around the corner, by the way. Duke spent $4 million on their QB Mensa.
Yeah, Duke's rich. I mean,
it's not about whether they're rich or valuable or they're none of that. I'm not talking about any of that.
Listen.
Here's the pushback on Duke. Okay, one last thing. Again, repeat this. It's NC State or Duke. You don't need them both for the Big 12. You're not taking Duke over NC State, in my view, based on fit. That's it.
All right. Let me give a sounder for Greg first, then I'm going to stop the poll.
Yeah, I was just going to say. I love that.
And we're going to end the poll, and it is.
Tell me.
Let me see. I got to see.
Tell me how wrong I am.
It was neck and neck. I'm waiting for YouTube to pop it up. They are tied.
Oh my God.
What do you mean tied?
How many votes?
Must have 41%. High value 41%.
All right.
So
well,
I say put them primary target.
I say priority target, and let's move on.
Yeah. It's primary target for Duke.
Thank you so much, everybody, for voting. How many votes, Moen?
48 total votes on that.
Woo, that's good. That's good.
Sample.
We're an hour in, everybody. Make sure you follow us on Twitter, subscribe on YouTube. If you're on X watching us right now, do us a favor, open another window, go to your YouTube app and go College Football Mafia. That's what we're doing right now. Hit the subscribe button. We're trying to get to 5,000 subs. I don't know what the count is this second, but we're probably below 100 at this point. Help us get to 5,000. We can do it right now. There's over 300 people watching us right now. Somebody out there that's watching on YouTube, just hit subscribe. It's free. And then you make sure you follow us on Twitter and turn on your notifications. Okay,
the Virginia Tech Hokies. The Hokies. the crazy fan base of the Hokies, Enter Sandman, the football, Beamer, Michael Vick, everything that goes along with Virginia Tech. Man, they seem like the perfect fit-wise, but when you kind of peel back the onion, looking at the data, I'll get into it in a second. Let's get you guys' takes first here. So, Daniel, where does Virginia Tech fall?
Primary target. I don't think that they're a must add because they've fallen off the past couple of years. If you would have done this 20 years ago, they would have been one of the easiest targets going. It's been a rough go the past couple of years. Can they turn it around? Of course. They are the biggest program in the Commonwealth of Virginia. Everybody's talking about UVA, this. Virginia Tech football is worth it. But I cannot put them on the top line. Primary target.
Simone?
Listen, I'm going to put Virginia Tech as a high value fallback, and I'm going to tell you why.
Okay.
And Hokie fans can leave me bad comments. What have you done since Frank Beamer? They have not solved that equation yet since Frank Beamer. So until they get a good coach in there that shows me they can really, really pull something off, I got them as a high value fallback. If we're going to penalize Duke for football, we have to penalize Virginia Tech for football.
Yeah,
And
but they
Virginia
fill that
Tech-
building.
Virginia Tech's
Okay,
actually
but
won
They
stuff.
fill a
though,
building though.
They have won stuff when
That's what
Frank
I'm
Beamer
saying.
was the coach.
Well, times come and go.
Well, how long has it been since Frank Beamer retired now?
I don't know, but there's how
15
long was
years,
when was
10
the last
years.
national championship by Notre Dame? I mean, come on, what are we talking about here?
It's still a valuable brand, Notre Dame. Let's not compare Notre Dame and Virginia Tech.
I'm saying if you're talking about accomplishments,
We can talk
Virginia
about
Tech.
accomplishments.
Virginia Tech was in the national championship game, and
Notre Dame was in
whatever.
the national championship game last year.
I know, but Nebraska hasn't won anything since what? The Hoover administration. I mean, come on.
Mark Frost.
Since Joe Pelini, yeah, I agree
So,
with you. But again,
20
I
year-
don't.
Yeah.
Again, since Frank Beamer left, what has Virginia Tech done?
Okay, all right.
I've got him as a high value fallback. Sorry, Hokie
Nate.
fans.
Yeah, I mean, Nate, what do you think about this?
I think they're between Miami and North Carolina State. I think they're
Why is
Virginia
that?
Tech. I think Virginia Tech they could make a jump just like Arizona State.
I do agree. They seem like they're a brand just waiting to pop.
They feel explosive to me.
Yeah, but
Man,
they've been
you
waiting
guys-
to pop
yeah.
for 10 years and nothing's happened.
But again,
Yeah.
we're talking about the conference in football. We're picking 4 schools.
Yes.
Virginia Tech has to be in that 4.
Virginia Tech brings good academics. They don't really bring like a technically like a new market. I mean, I guess you could say maybe DC, maybe for Virginia Tech. Like if you make that argument, the football history has been good, but more recently the viewership's been down. But like Nate's saying, like there's just growth potential with VT. The fan base is strong still, loyal. And if they get hot, I mean, I think the viewership can really lift. It's just been so bad for the longest time, which is shocking. And so Virginia Tech, I can't put them as a must-have because of like the data that doesn't really scream this is like a no-brainer ad. But like the gut says Virginia Tech is just such a good fit that I can't put them too low to. I'm saying primary target ahead of Duke. Ahead of Duke for sure in my mind's eye. So are you guys okay to put them in the primary target realm?
Yes.
First?
Is that what we averaged out? Yeah, that's fine.
Basically kind of that.
Yeah,
But
ahead of
do
Duke,
they-
though, right? Ahead of Duke.
That's what we need to talk about. Are they ahead of
I
Duke?
think it's ahead of Duke.
I think it's ahead of Duke. And Moan thinks Duke's ahead of Virginia Tech. We know that. And Daniel, you're going to be the swing vote on this one.
Primary target.
Where? Ahead of Duke or behind Duke?
Ahead
We're
of
only
Duke.
on-
Ahead of
Yep.
Duke.
There you go.
Okay.
Excellent.
There we go. All right. So moving on here, the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. Moan, start us off. Big 12 Georgia Tech. What do you like?
It's a high value fallback. Atlanta market. Again, small enrollment. They do have some football history. I would put them as a high value fallback. But I will say the one positive for Georgia Tech, UCF is out there on an island. They need some travel partners, guys. You left West Virginia on an island for years, and you can't do the same thing with UCF. So you're going to have some kind of travel partner for UCF, whether it's a North Carolina school, a Georgia school, or somebody.
Well, it's Miami.
Plus Miami.
It's Miami.
I don't think Miami wants to be said in the same sentence as UCF, but I've got Georgia Tech as a high value fallback.
I'm just teasing.
Nate.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Moen. I think they're an excellent brand. I think they won a national championship at least since I've been born. So all those things are very, very important. But they're not on that top line if we're talking about four schools.
Guy X.
Primary target. They, like I said, they are in Atlanta. They have a big fan base. They love that team. The problem is Atlanta, they're the third place team in that town, just behind Georgia and Alabama in the city of Atlanta. But that market's big enough that everybody loves them. They fill the building very well. They get good viewership, especially last year. Last year, they did great in viewership because they were FSU in that overtime game with Georgia. Primary target, easy.
Tough call. I'm between high value fallback and primary target. You're in the Atlanta market. You're getting there. You're helping UCF out. Georgia Tech's kind of a fit, not a perfect fit, but kind of like it can make sense and everything. They're kind of like the four corner ads in my mind, like that type of school. Basketball's been okay. Football, yeah, it's a tough one. I'm either behind Duke here or high value fallback, and since we've got two guys already on high value fallback, I've got to say let's just put them in that column. Okay. It's close though, right there. So Georgia Tech falls. Do you guys want to get to comments now or after Louisville?
Let's do Louisville.
All right, Louisville. So the Louisville Cardinals. Nate, give us the update here with Louisville.
Yeah, they're right behind Miami. I think in my have we gotten all four of them? My order is Miami, then we go Louisville, then we go Virginia Tech, and then we go North Carolina State. That's my four. So we're talking football, and that's all I really care about at this point. That's where I put them.
Okay, Daniel.
Easy behind Miami. That is the school that you want to add. They love their football there in Louisville. They love Louisville football in the whole state of Kentucky, across the river, Indiana. They love Louisville football.
Moan.
It's a must-have. Just football, basketball, great brand fit, gives you travel partners for West Virginia and Cincinnati.
I'm with you guys. Must-have. I'm leaning towards behind NC State as far as must-have.
I agree.
NC State brings that market, that North Carolina State, and there's so much more upward potential with NC State than getting into the state of Kentucky. In my view, Louisville's a perfect fit, guys. Perfect fit. And so they're going to get into the Big 12. That's why they'd be in the must-have line. They just can't be ahead of your Miamis and NC States. Market is the difference here for NC State versus Louisville for me. Are you guys okay with that, or do we need to talk more about positioning there?
No, that's fine.
I'll live with it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, let's get some comments.
All right, let's do it. Lonnie Johansson checking in here, a valuable member of the College Football Mafia family. For how many months, Bowen? 19 months, brother. Let's give him his Cougar.
Okay, let's start here. Kansas.
There you go.
BYU.
Yes. That's a Cougar. There we go.
Utah.
Oh, brother. All right, that's enough of that. You can turn that off. Thank you so much, Lonnie. We appreciate you being a member and your loyalty. Thank you. Thank you. You've been here almost from the very, very beginning. So thank you for helping us keep this thing going, brother. We appreciate you. Let's see. We have a brand new super chat, $5 super chat from Purple Cat Claus. It says, network wants great atmospheres and heated rivalries. Sorry, that's my timer for each one of the things. Networks want great atmospheres and heated rivalries. Vatek and Louisville, welcome to the Big 12. I could not have said it better. I think if you picture Saturday evenings on the East Coast or Central East time, maybe 6 p.m. Eastern, sun's going down, you hear Enter Sandman, or you walk into that Louisville and you see that big Cardinal on the middle of the field, that gives me chills just talking about it. So I could not agree with Purple Cat Claus more. What do you guys think?
100%.
I agree. West Virginia's played Virginia Tech since 1912. So there's history.
I love that.
I will just say this from Columbus-born Macho Man Randy Savage.
Oh, yeah.
The cream will rise to the top. Oh, yeah. Macho Madness, yeah.
Somebody tells me they were playing in the backyard. They were wrestling with their best friends. That's what I'm getting from you, Moan. Every day I'm learning a little bit more. Did you come off the turnbuckle or were you the guy on the mat?
No, I was actually an amateur wrestler in high school.
See, there we go.
Yeah, we did not have, we didn't do turnbuckles or chair shots or anything.
There we go.
Like
We caught him. He's like FBI man. Moen doesn't share a lot of details. We figured out a little bit more about him. Thank you so much. MBM checking in, representing Oklahoma State Cowboys. $10 super chat. Also a valuable member of the College Football Mafia family. The Big Ten and SEC will both small scoop. By the way, did Greg come up with the small scoop, big scoop?
Yeah, I think he did.
Okay.
That's
all
Greg.
Right. Let's give Greg. So peek around the corner, Greg Flugar. And the ACC will backfill. Book it. Go Pokes. I would just say that I think there's a high likelihood that all three of these things could happen. Big 12 gets one or two schools. The ACC creates whatever they're going to do, rebuild, and the Big 10 and SEC get some schools. What do you guys think?
Well, I definitely think Greg came up with big scoop, small scoop. I'm a fat guy myself, Greg. I completely understand. I think the ACC will backfill, but I think that we've got to keep in consideration the possibility of trifurcation, a best of the rest conference of Big 12 and ACC schools that say, hey, let's combine our value and leave these jokers behind, and we're going to be the third conference, the whatever you want to call it conference.
There you go. There you go. Anybody else? You?
All said.
No. Daniel?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Hold on. He deserves a sounder.
Oh, please. Yeah. Thanks for checking me.
And I want to make sure that he gets his Cartman West song.
Well, I'm a badass cowboy living in the cowboy days. Mickey, Mickey, Scott, yo, yo, bang, bang. Leonardo, Miss Light, Bug, Go, Save, Stammer, High from the Big Metal Spider. A wicked, fresh cowboy from the west side.
Let's have a poll right now, Moen. I want you to put a poll up right this second. Is Moen Cartman? I want to hear it right now. If everybody votes with me, is Moen Cartman or not?
All right.
Let's do it right now. Put a vote up. Is Moen Cartman or not? All right. That's all the super chats. Oh, check this. Lonnie Johansson gifted 1 College Football Mafia membership. Thank you so much, Lonnie.
Absolutely. That gifted membership went to our friend Troy V. I don't know what to play for you, Lonnie, man. I've played 3 songs already. Let's go ahead and do a Randy hot.
Oh, hot.
There we go. Thank you so much, Lonnie. If you also want to give yourself a membership, we do believe I do personally, about karma in your life. You pay it forward, you do good things, and good things come back to you. So Lonnie has gifted somebody else a membership. If you received a membership for free, or if you want to give somebody else a membership, just hit that little $ next to the comment box, and you can walk through there. You can do super stickers, membership, gift, all that stuff, right, Moen?
Absolutely can. Troy V received that membership. He can now access all the membership benefits. That includes membership videos like Wild Ute University and Moen Rants. It also includes access to the College Football Mafia special emote catalog.
Let's go.
Lots of special emotes there for our members to use. Please don't forget them, guys. You can use them. We've got them up there. We've got things like Let Them Cook. We've got the glass of milk. We've got Utes O-Face. Let me put that in chat for you. Right there. Those are all available with the College Football Mafia Network membership. Troy V, you can now freely use those thanks to our friend Lonnie Johansson. So thank you, Lonnie.
And one last memo. If you're a new member or you would like to do any videos in our membership library, Ute has done a ton on realignment, the business of college football, everything else. Ute, you want to quickly speak about those?
Absolutely. We love doing data analysis on realignment candidates, especially. We've got a ton of content on the channel. Go check it out. A lot of members-only videos, too. We'll make more in the future. Take a look. All
right, very good. And then we got Cranky Tiger is also a valuable member of the College Football Mafia family. Appreciate that. $19.07. So we're having now a one up. We went from $14.07 to $19.07. It's comical that everyone laughs at how weak the ACC is and sit around in a circle jerk over what ACC teams are going to their conference. Thank you, Cranky. We're here for you, brother.
Hey, Cranky, we don't have Clemson on the list, so I'm going to give you a Tiger roar.
Yes.
And I'm going to tell you, I think Clemson is a legitimate Big Ten target, and I think they got to push it to the limit.
Push it to the limit. Yes. Let's go. Let's go. We need a Top Gun sounder. There's so much stuff you could add, Moen. Come on. Thank you so much, Cranky Tiger. We really appreciate your super chat. It helps us keep the lights on. And what we do around here, we really appreciate you. Well, if you're watching right now on X, jump over on YouTube and hit the subscribe button. There are so many people watching on YouTube that have not hit the subscribe button. I'm not sure why. You can even hate us and still hit subscribe. It's free. And then please turn on your notifications, leave it a comment, question, or give us a thumbs up. All right, Ute, the last two schools.
Subscribe so you don't flunk realignment, guys. Just remember that. Okay, so the Syracuse Orange. Or the Orange now, the Orange men of old. Okay, so Syracuse. Talked a lot about Syracuse on this channel. Done a few videos on Syracuse and Big 12 fit. Actually is a pretty good fit, but where do they stack compared to some of the other high priority targets? And where do they stack up against a school like UConn? Curious to hear Daniel Gygax's thoughts on that.
Okay. I'm going to be biased. My grandmother graduated from Syracuse. Yeah. But their football's not horrible. Is it one of those things that you would sit there and say, yes, you have to have Syracuse? Maybe. It does get you up into the Northeast. I would say probably a high value target. Or a high value fallback, just due to the fact that there are some issues that you have. Donovan McNabb hasn't been in that building for 25 years. So that right there, their attendance isn't bad. It's still a little shade under 40,000.
Moan.
I got Syracuse as a high value fallback. And I've got them in front of UConn. The Carrier Dome, great place to play football. Fran Brown has that team on the upswing. I think they made the right hire with Fran Brown. He has done an excellent job in the portal, an excellent job recruiting. The basketball brand has kind of fallen off in the last couple of years.
Haim's gone.
Yeah, I think they need to fix that basketball situation badly. The good thing with Syracuse, just like UConn, it gets you into the New York market. So I like Syracuse as a high value fallback. I'm not going to put them as a primary target, but a high value fallback.
Nate.
Everything Moen said.
Okay. So I was thinking high value fallback or strategic ad. So I'm with you guys. I think they are ahead of UConn. I was thinking more strategic ad. I just don't know if they're on the same pecking order as a Georgia Tech.
I would say yes.
Okay, then let's move it. Let's move Syracuse behind Georgia Tech as a high value fallback. Where they belong.
Yep.
I agree.
All right, the last school out of the 13 we're talking about tonight, the Washington State Cougars. Nate, where does Washington State, who you love the Cougars,
I do.
where do they fall in the Big 12 realignments?
They're ahead of Miami. No, I would love to say that. Look, I grew up in southeastern Washington. We used to go to Washington State Cougar games all the time. Behind BYU, they were probably the easiest and funnest program to follow when I was growing up. But at the end of the day, just like Oregon State has been hit with the realignment, no money, lack of resources, shutting down athletic. I mean, it's been terrible what's happened to Oregon State and Washington State. I would just put them on the same level as Oregon State, just behind them, because they are a power program that's just been starved of assets. So that's where I would put them.
I love Washington State. I love a lot about Washington State. The problem that they have is they've been told no a couple of times. I don't see, nothing has changed since 2023 whenever they were told no then. Are they going to go ahead and move Washington State up? And oh yeah, by the way, they still have the same issue Oregon State has with the lawsuit. Let's say Washington State all of a sudden announces, hey, we're now going to the Big 12. And they've got that Pac-12 Mountain West lawsuit. Whew, things are going to get ugly quick. I say strategic ad.
Okay. Moan?
Last resort.
Oh, come on, Moen.
And by the way, no, last resort. Listen, I think Oregon State and Washington State are both last resort. It's nothing against the teams. Look, they're far out there in the Pacific Northwest. The Big 12 needs to go east. They do not need to go any further west.
That's true.
They're a last resort. And as far as I'm concerned, they should pay the Mountain West every single penny that they owe them.
Give them a break. Washington State's behind Oregon State in the ordering. Great fan base, small football stadium, good viewership ratings. You just don't need them if you're the Big 12. They're going to be behind Oregon State. So I'm thinking last resort, first position, head Tulane and Cal.
Can I ask you something, you?
Yeah, sure.
Why isn't Boise State on this list?
Boise State didn't make the cut based on the CFB Mafia assessment.
Right. The analytics is what you're saying.
Yeah, and the group that we were chatting with to come up with this list, they were one of the first out. And if Boise State was on this list, I would put them in last resort behind Cal.
Oh, see, I would have them much higher. So that's why I'm glad we talked about that, because you can only do what you can do. So I was just curious.
They just didn't quite make the 13. So here is the tier rankings, the Big 12 realignment tier rankings. How do we do?
Shouldn't we move up Virginia Tech so we have 4 in the?
I think so. Let's
move up Duke instead.
No.
Are they? I mean, do we need 4 must-haves though? I think that the 3 that we got makes sense.
I mean, you could even say, it realistically, is Miami even going to be there? So then you're down to 2. Sure. Then you could see a Virginia Tech and a Duke, right? And that could be a solid 4. I could see that. But if Miami's on the table, they have to be the number one. Pay them whatever it takes.
That actually is my top 4 for the Big 12. North Carolina State, Louisville, Virginia Tech, and Duke.
See? There you go.
Yeah. So Miami's off the board.
Well, we had Duke and NC State. They're like 20 miles apart.
Because Duke has the number 1 basketball brand.
Yeah,
No, they don't. UNC does.
No, Duke does. I checked on checked it on multiple different applications, Daniel. Duke is considered the most valuable basketball brand in America. And Manny Diaz did a good job as coach last year. Mike Elko did a good job as football coach the year prior. They basically lost their coach to an SEC, which is considered, for some reason, still the premier conference in college football. They lost their coach to Texas A&M. So I think their football's on an upswing. They've got the most valuable basketball brand. I get it. It's academic snobbery. I understand they don't fit. But Duke basketball inside the Big 12 with Louisville basketball, North Carolina State basketball, Kansas basketball, Arizona basketball. To me, it's a no-brainer.
Like, just so you know, Grok says it's UNC. I thought it was UNC as
Grok
well.
is wrong because
it's
yeah,
UNC.
it's
I
UNC.
thought it was UNC.
Moen. I think it's UNC.
It's like saying
Moen.
Georgia's a bigger brand than Ohio State. No.
Well,
Georgia's not.
I'm using Chat GPT paid, so
okay.
Well,
I'm using Grok. Yeah. Anyway, the point is they're very valuable, both of them. There's no reason to get into debate about that. Not
North Carolina is not going to be available on this list, guys. So.
No. And I don't think Duke is either.
I tend to agree.
Yeah.
All
right,
Duke's gone and Miami's off the table, then you're starting to look at realistic realignment targets: North Carolina State, Louisville, Virginia Tech, and Georgia Tech. To me, that's the four. That's the core four. I've thought that for a long time. We kind of got there on this exercise.
Yeah.
Whew, if you get those four.
So I mean, but here's the thing. Let's say Miami, Duke, Georgia Tech all go to the Big Ten. Is it then Louisville, North Carolina State, Virginia Tech, and Syracuse?
Possibly.
And I know Daniel might. Well, I don't know. Daniel might believe this. I think you might. I would prefer Syracuse, but I think there might be some people that would pay for Pitt. I think that would be discussed.
So at least Syracuse gets you into a different market. Pitt, you're still in. WVU is in the Pittsburgh market,
right?
So that it's not a ad worth adding. I know I said that wrong.
Okay, why don't you wrap this thing up?
There we go. We got the tiers. Let's get to comments. See if people agree or disagree.
There's 2 super chats, and then I got a jet.
Okay.
So Lonnie Johansson, go ahead.
Let me end the poll first, real quick.
Oh yeah, what was the poll? We asked whether you are Cartman or not.
Whether I am Cartman, and it came back overwhelmingly that I'm Cartman. And if I'm Cartman, I'm going to say this.
I don't make the rules, ma'am. I just think them up and write them down.
I knew it. I've learned so much about Moen tonight. Lonnie Johansson gave us a $1 super chat to sort of round out his super chats, and then followed that up with another $2 super chat. I think he needs another cougar there, Moen.
No, he clearly wants to let them cook.
Let him cook. Let him cook now. Let him cook. I said let him cook.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Lonnie, for everything you've done. I got to go, everybody. I'm running over, but I appreciate everybody doing this. Thank you, Ute, for putting this together. Daniel, thanks for visiting. I know you guys are going to keep going because everybody paid for overtime, but I got a jet. So before I leave, really quick, I'm going to ask one more time for subscribers. If you're watching on YouTube right now, hit the subscribe button. It's free. If you're watching on X, do us a favor, jump over to YouTube and hit the subscribe button. We're trying to get to 5,000. I believe we're below 100 needed now. So there's a bunch of people watching right now that haven't hit subscribe. So I'm expecting a lot more numbers. Thank you so much for everything you do. Thanks for last night. I hope everybody caught Jeremiah Dickey, the AD at Boise State. I put out that video last night. I'll repost it again next week. Amazing interview for Boise State. And I think people are overlooking them. So thank you, Ute. Thanks, Moen. And thank you, Daniel. We'll talk to you guys later.
All right, Nate. Thank you for joining us tonight and leading the charge on this Big 12 tier maker. We always appreciate that. Let's give him a little sounder going off. Moen takes the wheel because he can be legally over the limit and still drive a web stream.
You're gonna play that turtle, that weird turtle clip.
I was just gonna say that. Now that Nate is here, we will play the tortoise-gasm one more time.
That's so gross.
You know the FBI. You know, if the FBI ever goes to your computer and they see turtle orgasm on there, they're going to just close the whole entire computer and say, we're done.
It actually says Maryland-tortoise O-face. So if they go through my Google Drive, that's what they're going to find.
Oh,
okay, so let's talk about it. We've done the Big 12 tier maker. I'm glad that everybody enjoyed it. I want to thank everybody for the super chats. We will do overtime tonight. Some of us will. Even
We
if
made
it's
overtime,
just
didn't we?
mowing, drunken.
Yes, we did.
Oh, we made overtime. We far surpassed overtime. The crowd wants it bad, and we're going to give it to them. Let's talk Michigan's penalty in the advanced scouting scandal. Big time penalty passed down to Michigan. In case you haven't heard, it now costs $20 million, between $20 and $30 million, to just buy a national championship trophy. Good news for boosters out there. I don't know if the NCAA is going to have a fee schedule sheet printed and laminated that they're going to pass out to boosters. I just don't know if that's possible yet. Maybe if you subscribe to the NCAA's mailing list, you can get it in a quick email format. But yeah, that was basically it. Jim Harbaugh, who has a multi-million-dollar contract in the NFL, he can't coach in college anymore. Dear God, how will he survive, people? Why don't people think about Jim Harbaugh? The man needs to feed his family, and you're going to keep him out of college football. Connor Stallions, who has a manifesto on fixing Michigan, and we found out broke his phone and put it at the bottom of a pond, as any innocent man would do. Shit, I've got several phones at the bottom of ponds, people, that are also broken because I'm innocent of all crimes. Totally normal. He gets a show cause. Sharon Moore gets suspended 2 games. They let him pick the frickin' games. He's not getting suspended this season. He gets suspended next season.
Western Michigan and UTEP.
And Michigan, yep, and Michigan, guess what, guys? Poor Michigan. Valuation of only $20 billion. According to them, they got to pay a $20 to $30 million fine. That's 0.000125% of the total valuation of Michigan, the University of Michigan. Let's play the smallest violin in the world for the Wolverines. Go blue, hail to the victors. We get to cheat. And guess what? The NCAA, we don't want to penalize any current players unless your name's Ohio State, unless your name's USC. You remember that when the kids from Ohio State sold shit they owned to get tattoos? My God, they gave them a bowl ban. They took scholarships. Michigan actively engaged and was aware of advanced scouting. We don't want to punish the current players on the team. Fuck them. Punish them and punish the university. I'm sorry. There's kids on that team right now, those current kids that have national championship rings, and they've got them because of the advanced scouting. You can lie and say, oh, it didn't make a difference. Bullshit. Why did they lose to TCU when Ohio State told them about the advanced scouting thing? If the advanced scouting thing wasn't helping them, they should have easily steamrolled TCU. Shit, Georgia did in the national championship game. Why couldn't Michigan do it with all that blue chip ratio? This is just another example of the NCAA being a completely nutless organization. And I put it on Twitter. They got no nuts. You have cut the nuts out from the NCAA. They're a bunch of eunuchs. There is no more penalties for cheating in college football, guys. It's an aunt de fait. It is an aunt de fait. And
let's take a look at Michigan's. Yeah. Let's take a look at Michigan's financial statements. This was from the title run 2023-2024 in football only revenue. 150 million almost, 149 million, guys. They paid what, $20 million fine, right?
Give or take, yeah.
Give or take.
So they made $149 million in football revenues. That's a pretty good return on investment, guys, for long term. So, hey, if your school is a little bit shady and stuff and you want to win, there's the blueprint. Unfortunately, that's what's set right here. Ramon's going over.
How did every coach that wasn't involved with that get a show cause? Why is Moore still coaching football? I mean, the NCAA is baffling. And you know what's going to happen in Central Michigan? They're going to just get beat like a rented mule. They're going to end up getting killed over this because guess what? They let Connor Stallions onto the sidelines to videotape. And they don't have deep pockets. They're not Michigan. They're Central Michigan. They're going to get beat.
Absolutely. And who hasn't, in a fit of rage, deleted 36 text messages from Connor Stallions? I can't tell you how many times I just get so enraged during the day with all the stresses of the everyday world where I just say, fuck, I'm deleting 36 text messages because I'm so angry about it. Still gets to be a head coach. Still gets to be paid millions of dollars, guys.
Yeah.
Still gets to recruit with no scholarship losses. Absolutely loses no scholarships. Still gets to tell kids, we get to play bowl games. By the way, USC Reggie Bush, you know how you your parents rented that or leased that house from a so-called NFL or wannabe NFL agent? Fuck you guys. You're losing bowl games. You're getting suspensions. You're losing scholarships. Michigan, we don't want to penalize the current players on the team. I'm sorry.
Go
ahead, Daniel.
Put this up too. UNC a couple of years ago, they had some dummy classes there that ended up, they said, oh, well, it's fine because other people can take it. Akron had the same thing happen to them. They're on a bowl ban right now. So that's the difference between a UNC and an Akron. The NCAA, same rule, different punishments.
You're absolutely right. Under the NCAA guidelines, justice is blind, but the bitch can smell money. And Michigan has money, and they get to basically buy their way out of cheating. But Ohio State, and again, I know people are going to say, "Oh, you're a homer. You're a Buckeye homer, Moen. Moen, you're a Buckeye homer." But listen, Tattoo-gate. They sold gold pants. They traded them for tattoos. They got a bowl ban. They lost scholarships. Jim Tressel was fired for it, for lying to NCAA investigators. Yet Sharon Moore deletes 36 text messages out of anger. And if you believe that
what did you
story,
expect, though? I want to press in this a little bit. Okay?
Listen,
What did you expect?
If you believe that story, I've got some prime oceanfront property in Arizona I want to sell you.
We know exactly the story here. It's crystal clear. The Big Ten didn't do jack crap on this, and we talked well before this.
Well, that's
the Big Ten, the SEC had to govern their own schools. So you need to take a loss too if you're the Big Ten by not doing anything about this, because it's the Big Ten's problem. The NCAA is nothing, man. The Big Ten is something. So
Big Ten funded to the NCAA.
Yeah, the Big Ten suspended Jim Harbaugh for his last 4 games in the conference as a head coach.
Yeah.
You didn't kick them out of the championship game. You didn't.
I agree.
You should have booted them, man. If you were going to do anything with teeth.
I agree. Tony Petitti fucked up. It was the wrong decision. They should not have been allowed to compete in the Big Ten championship game that year, despite beating Ohio State. And yeah,
was that Petitti or Warren? I thought Warren was.
That was Petitti. That was Petitti. And listen, guys, I'm not making any excuses. Michigan beat Ohio State that year. I completely understand that. But Michigan did not deserve to play in the Big Ten conference title game. They didn't. I'm sorry.
Oregon in that game? Who was in the
no, it was before Oregon. It was Purdue. It was Jeff Brom. Jeff Brom's Purdue. That was still when we had divisions. So, but yeah, Petitti suspended Harbaugh for 4 games. Didn't make a difference. Didn't make a difference. They should not have been allowed to be in the championship game that year. They shouldn't have been allowed to compete in the playoffs that year. I'm sorry, Michigan fans. If you don't like it, read what the investigation uncovered. It's not like this was some minor rule violation.
And they're trying to appeal it.
And they're going to appeal it. And I put it on me. I put it on Twitter earlier. By the time this is done, the NCAA is going to pay Michigan money, and they're going to vacate Michigan losses, because that is the amount of nuts that the NCAA has right now. They are too afraid to do anything. And they want to hide behind the excuse, well, we don't want to make current payers pay for it. It's not their fault. They didn't do anything wrong. The institution did wrong. And yes, the institution should be penalized for it. I'm sorry, they should. Michigan should lose scholarships. Michigan should have a bowl ban. End of story. And if they want to have anybody to blame Jim Harbaugh, blame Connor Stallions, blame Sharon Moore, and everybody else who was on that team.
The NCAA pulled the national championship that Louisville had for 2014 for that whole entire Adidas mess. So you can sit there and say that, yes, they've vacated championships before. Why are they not a part? Why didn't they say, okay, you're vacating the championship for 2023? It's baffling. It is baffling that they're letting Michigan just pay money and say, you're good to go. Unbelievable.
And let me put it this way, because a lot of people are saying, well, the players didn't know. Really? Go back and watch that Ohio State game where Connor Stallions whispers into Sharon Moore's ear and all the players on the sideline point up to signify pass.
Mm-hmm. They knew what was going on.
They 100% knew what was going on. Michigan cheated, and now the NCAA has set the precedent. And I think Daniel's right, by the way. I think CMU's getting the death penalty. Jim McElwain resigned for a reason. You've got to be kidding me. No. Jim McElwain resigned for a reason.
They don't have deep pockets. They don't have a legal team with deep pockets.
Yeah, they can't afford $20 million. So the NCAA
the death penalty. You've got to be kidding.
The Chippewas are not the Wolverines.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to fall for this, and it's going to be the Chippewas.
Connor Stallions was on the sideline recording signals with video recording sunglasses, wearing CMU coaching uniform with a sideline pass. You do not just happen to show up on a sideline and nobody go, where's this guy? Somebody's going to question that. So somebody
what
within
Central
the CMU,
Michigan out of it? What they get out of the deal, guys?
I think what they probably got out of the deal was Jim McElwain was a former Michigan associate coach.
Yeah.
And, that's probably just a friendship thing. We're going to help we're going to help Jim McElwain's buddy out. But it's pretty clear that CMU had something. Somebody on CMU let him on the sidelines. You just don't show up on college football side. Listen, you can't go to Ohio Stadium without them grabbing on your dick to see if you got a gun. You think they're just going to let somebody wander onto the sidelines and just nobody's going to question it and just go?
He had a coaching.
Who's this guy?
He was there in the locker room at halftime with a coaching pass.
Hey guys,
Absolutely
2 more minutes on this topic. We got to get to some super chats. Going to take us a little bit off.
We'll get to super chats right now.
Okay.
Shooter Texas, who's a Baylor Bear fan. And guess what, Shooter? I've got a Baylor fight song for you. Big Ten adds Notre Dame and UVA or UNC. SEC adds Florida State and either UNC or UVA. Clemson gets left out and needs a home. Tigers to the Big 12. Also Miami, Virginia Tech, and NC. I wonder if he means North Carolina State with that one.
I don't see it. Because there's still enough value in that conference. If you just have a UVA, FSU, UNC, whatever leave, if you've got a Clemson, you've got a lot of other talent in that conference, they can still survive.
Sure.
Yeah,
absolutely.
See it a little bit different way, guys.
What do you got?
Can we go back to that last super chat?
Yeah.
Pull that one up. So Big Ten, Notre Dame, check. Yes, we talked about that last week. UVA and UNC, I just have a hard time seeing it. I don't see either of those end up in Big Ten. I think they're SEC bound. I see Florida State, oddly enough, in Big Ten, not in SEC. And Clemson is an interesting one, probably gets in the SEC. But if Clemson got into the Big 12, let's just go there for a second. They weren't even on the tier maker because, like, that's just I feel like it's a little bit out there. But if we go there, I freaking love it. Everyone loves it. Of course, if you get Clemson, Miami, Virginia Tech, and NC State, we're doing backflips, man. We're doing freaking backflips. Be fantastic. So that'd be beyond a dream situation.
Yeah. I mean, if Clemson was in the Big 12, my God, that's the ultimate win for the Big 12.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's going to happen. Clemson is either SEC or Big 10 bound. What do you think, Daniel?
I do not see if Clemson is still in the ACC, that conference survives. That conference survives fairly well. They're still going to make Big 12 money, and there's no reason for that conference to break up. It needs the big scoop and the Big 10 to go in and take 2. And Notre Dame still says no.
In a situation like that, I don't think the ACC survives because I do believe Clemson and the remaining top schools in the ACC would leave to form a new conference with the top schools from the Big 12. And it would be a completely new conference. And by the way, somebody asked it in chat earlier, I think it was Chris G. He wants to see a tier maker for the ACC to pick off Big 12 schools. I don't think they're quite in that position of power yet, but I think a tier maker on the potential for quote unquote trifurcation, the best of the Big 12 versus in the ACC into a new conference. I think that's an interesting thought exercise that we may have to take under advisement of Chris G.
Yeah.
Becky Go Husky says Stallions also helped CMU call plays versus Michigan State per the investigation. Death penalty for the Chippewas is coming down.
Wait, so he was actually what? Wait, hold on a second. He was calling plays for Central Michigan because of the scouting that he was doing?
Yes.
You really? Okay, so that's a different level than if he's just like, doing it for Michigan. But if he's actually in on this with Central Michigan, yeah, they're going to get slammed, guys.
Yeah,
and there's no deep pockets. And they don't have deep pockets.
It's actually like a $500,000 fine on the total spreadsheet for Michigan that the NCAA came up with.
Yeah, it's nothing.
Doc Gibbs says Michigan penalty is a joke. Let a small group of 5 school be caught having bought a lunch for a football player, and big bad NCAA will crucify them. NCAA has lost all credibility. Absolutely. I expect tomorrow the NCAA to come back and return all the vacated wins from Ohio State, including their Sugar Bowl win over Arkansas. I'm expecting them to do that tomorrow because they don't want to penalize any of the kids that are still at the school. The ruling is a result of cash under the it's not even under the table, MBM. It's above the table.
They asked for $20 million across the top.
Yeah. It's basically, we talked about the Sopranos a little earlier. It's the Sopranos. Put that $20 million in an envelope and pass it over to the NCAA.
How much is a national championship worth?
$30 million now.
Well, now
just think about like all the attention to your school, the new enrollments. Like you can make an argument that a national championship's worth like $250 million, guys.
Yeah,
just
easily
over the long term.
Yeah, even merchandising. Just imagine all that national championship gear you can sell to Walmart Wolverines.
Discount.
Replica, who's a member for 19 months. Damn, Replica. I got to give you the CBS song for that. Thank you, sir. 19 months. That is quite an accomplishment. Stallions was on the sideline dressed in CMU gear.
Yep.
And he had a sideline pass. right around his neck, and he had sunglasses recording it. Literally videotaping sunglasses to record it. Thank you for being a member for 19 months, there, Replica. We do appreciate it here on the College Football Mafia. Ryan Willie says there's no bleeping way Miami goes to the Big 12.
We don't think they will either.
I don't.
No, we just put them up there because if they are available, they would be the number 1 pick. But I don't think they will.
There's less than 5% shot that Miami goes to the Big 12. There's less than 1% for Florida State and Clemson. That's why they're not on the list. But Miami, hey, you've got a nickel shot.
Absolutely. But I think a lot of Big 12 fans are saying this about Ryan Willie right now.
3 Badgers. Badgers? Badgers? We don't need no stinking Badgers.
Thank you for the super chat, Evo Badger. It's good to have you here. Let's go back to comments because Nate started a bunch of comments. Texas
we've had
Yeah.
1,000 comments tonight. The community
Yeah.
is throwing it down mode. We're going to overtime.
We're going to
keep
overtime. It's happening. It's happening. Listen, we've got 231 people watching us on Twitter, /X/ whatever Elon's thing is this week. Come on over to YouTube, follow us, CFB Mafia. Give us a subscription. That would be appreciated. Give us a thumbs up. Give us a thumbs down. Tell us what we got right. Tell us what we got wrong. Trust me, I'm sure there's going to be 100 comments on what Moen got wrong tonight, and Moen being belligerent and drunk, and that is only half true. So, thank you all. If you're watching us on Twitter X, please do jump over and give us a subscribe. From Shawsky, Texas A&M could have bought 3 championships with their coaches' buyouts over the last few years. That's absolutely true.
That's true, yeah. Problem is that their coaching's been so awful. I mean, they threw money. They threw a ton of money at recruits, ton of money at transfer players. And God, that team just could not get past 8 wins.
Yeah, well, I think we all remember the assistant coach saying, and there's a lot of people up in those boxes that are going to pay you a lot of money.
Yep.
Before they were allowed to do that. Glenn Hanna, the Oregon Duck, says it's getting close to kickoff time. I can't help myself. I've got this Oregon sounder, and I don't have anybody to usually play it for, so I'm going to play an Oregon sounder. Couldn't help myself. I've had that one sitting on the back burner for a couple weeks. They're playing my song, Conundrum says, and he is an Iowa Hawkeyes fan, so he enjoyed that Iowa fight song. Stormy Cyclone says, I would love to see Yormark and Ireland say we're going to preserve Farmageddon.
I'd love to see it too.
It's a must.
Here. I don't think the Big 12 has enough rivalries. I think you need to keep Farmageddon.
Why would you eliminate that game?
How's
that a win?
Only reason why it happened was that you had certain protective rivals, and Kansas State was the protective rival instead of Farmageddon, and they should protect that too.
So it's an unprotected rival.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Opie Didon says, LOL. I'm sure he was referring to this.
Dude.
That sounds like something from Star Wars. Like, I can't remember what they're called. On the first Star
Jawas. They're called Jawas.
Jawas. Yeah.
Or sand people. I don't know which one you're talking about.
What
Joseph
does that sound like? Yeah.
Joseph Kurlagon Jr., Notre Dame fan. I don't have a Notre Dame sounder on here yet. I'm sorry, Joseph, but I don't like Notre Dame. I like Louisville, Pittsburgh, Virginia Tech are must-haves for the Big 12.
I give you 2 out of 3. I don't know if Pitt's the ad that you want to have, or is the strategic ad you need, especially if there's other ones out there that you need that you can bring in.
Yeah, Pitt's in trouble, guys. They could be left behind if this thing all goes sour.
I don't know. I think if the Big 12 goes beyond 20, I can't see him missing on Pitt.
I just can't see it, Moan. Like, look, we'll pull up this tier list right here. You're saying go to 24. Tell me.
I'm saying going to 22.
22.
22 Pitt's in, but 20 no.
I agree with that take.
Yeah,
right
if
there.
22 they're in, 20 no. Because you would also probably add Syracuse in that mix too.
I think you would actually add Georgia Tech to have.
Yeah, Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
It all depends on who knows what's going to happen with Georgia Tech. They might be playing going to Chicago.
Well, we don't know what's going to happen with the Big 10 and SEC guys. There could be a lot of these teams left in the ACC who say, here's the 8 best ACC teams. Let's get with the 8 best Big 12 teams. Let's create a new conference. I don't know what we're calling it, but we're creating a new conference and we're going for our own TV deal.
You need Florida State and Clemson in that. You have to have them.
I don't think you do.
No, Florida State and Clemson are going to go to the SEC or Big 10. They're not going to join that best of the rest.
We'll leave that tier maker for another day. I was just going to ask about that tier maker, but we'll leave that tier maker for another day for trifurcation, where we pick the best ACC schools we think will be available.
Trifurcation.
That's a Virginia Tech term.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Stormy Cyclone says Bristol is ESPN. That's why you can't count out UConn.
That's the reason why they were added to the Big East in 2003. Is ESPN said that you must take UConn, and I mean, were they the football ad that the conference needed? No. I mean, yes, they had 2 years that they did really good. 1 year it was a 3-way tie for the conference championship, and they got the BCS bowl bid out of the Big East because of the way the tiebreaker worked, because they've never went to a BCS bowl.
Yeah, and Maryland never forgot it. Trust me. Because they got Randy Edsall instead of Ralph Friedgen, and he was the absolute shits.
Yep.
Antoine Johnson says, what does Pitt bring besides the rivalry? Well,
nothing.
Football tradition. As much as West Virginia doesn't like to admit it, Pitt has some national championships in football. They have some Heisman winners in football as well. I know you have to be an old fart like me to remember that, but yes, Pitt was a little bit of a powerhouse in the early 80s. They also bring a big market, Western Pennsylvania. It bleeds into Eastern Pennsylvania. I understand that Daniel's going to juxtapose that market isn't really a Pitt market, but I know some Pitt fans, so I know there are some out there. And Pitt brings a huge rivalry with West Virginia.
They have a rivalry with Virginia Tech too.
Yeah, it's a backyard brawl. I mean, it would be a huge rivalry for the Big 12 to get. You can build a weekend around it.
I mean, Pitt has not won a natty in 50 years. They haven't had a Heisman since
Tony
Dorsett, and that was about 50 years ago. Yeah, they haven't done much. I mean, realistically, what have they done in the past 20 years? They won the ACC once, and
they've had some draft picks.
They've had some draft picks. They had Kenny Pickett.
Aaron Donald.
Aaron Donald
was a huge pick.
But the problem is that if you look at it in a vacuum, let's say a Georgia Tech is available. Let's say a Syracuse is available. Do you take Pittsburgh above a Georgia Tech?
No.
No.
Do you take a Pittsburgh above a Syracuse?
No.
That's the thing. If you're talking just 4 that get in, of the 4, somebody's going to have to get left out. And West Virginia and Pitt are playing this as a non-conference anyway, so it's no big deal. It's not like that West Virginia and Pitt don't play each other. It's non-conference now. I mean,
yeah, and I would just say this for Mark May's purposes. Ohio State beat Pitt 77-7.
Yeah.
Wow.
Doc Gibbs, our resident North Carolina State Wolfpack. We'll go ahead and play it.
Love it.
I am hoping that Greg Pfluger can get a peek around the corner within the North Carolina Board of Governors. That the place to watch for any real answers to the UNC versus North Carolina State together or apart as far as realignment. We kind of you kind of mentioned it earlier, Daniel. Carolina money is the new buzzword.
Yeah. Just due to the fact that if UNC goes, that board's going to protect the little brother. Same thing that happened with UCLA and Berkeley. You're going to end up, some compromise has to be made for UNC to join a Big Ten or SEC.
Money.
The thing is, we would love to know what's going on with that board of governors, and the problem is that we don't know. I wouldn't say that it's gone radio silent, but it's not a lot's came out.
I don't see it being as big an issue, guys. I really don't. I think it's just a financial compensation to NC State. But you're not going to pass on UNC going to the SEC. Like the momentum shifting, the powers decreasing, the political power there to keep them behind. I just don't see it being actually a big deal, honestly. I think we blew it up. And that whole Wolfpack backpack stuff was blown up all along. I think this Virginia Tech Hokie backpack of UVA has been blown up. I think at this phase of the realignment, you're not going to get a double into SEC country or Big Ten country. It's just not going to be that way anymore. So you both are left behind or one goes.
The problem let me talk about the Commonwealth real quick. Virginia Tech, the original 3 that were supposed to go in 2004 to the ACC, it was going to be BC, it was going to be Miami, and originally it was supposed to be Syracuse. Virginia Tech went crying to UVA, and that vote was stopped on Syracuse. And that's how Virginia Tech got into the ACC. Now, I don't know how much has changed with their board of visitors there for the whole entire university system. I know members change, but I guarantee that there's going to be enough people to protect the Virginia Polytechnic Institute and State University Blacksburg if UVA leaves, and there might be cash consideration on that too.
Yeah, like I think the question is, do you want to sink both programs by getting them left behind or not? Like the ACC jump from Big East is a different scenario than jumping up to the Power 2. The financials are so much different now than they were.
But like I said,
it's a different world we're living in.
But like I said, cash considerations, sort of like with UCLA and Berkeley. There
definitely
money had to be paid. Money's going to probably have to get paid with UNC, NC State, and VPI and Virginia.
All right. Couple of things. One, we know North Carolina has talked to the Big Ten. We know that from Greg Pfluger. He gave us a peek around the corner. The 4 recent teams that are institutions the Big Ten has talked to are Notre Dame, University of Virginia, University of North Carolina, Clemson. Yep. I don't think North Carolina is talking to the Big Ten if they don't believe that they can get out of the Wolfpack backpack. Point 2. I get it, Daniel. It's not VPI. It's Virginia Tech. All right?
We
all know it is Virginia Tech. We all know it is Virginia Tech. Prince was named Prince. Yes,
I
his
know.
real name was Prince Nelson
Rogers.
William IV.
Yeah.
We called him Prince. We're calling him Virginia Tech. No
I had
more
enough
VPI.
bosses over the years that went to school there in Blacksburg, and if I said Virginia Tech, they would correct me. So they said Virginia Tech's their athletics. It's VPI for the school.
Virginia Tech.
I know.
I think they can continue to schedule Pitt as a rival, but out of conference.
They are. They have for everything. It's fine.
Yeah, but I think it kind of depends on what conference Pitt is in.
No, it doesn't. I mean, they're in the ACC now. West Virginia's in the Big 12. It doesn't matter.
Okay, but what if Pitt falls out and goes into the G7 at that point?
It does. Then it could still be scheduled.
Okay.
It would just have to. West Virginia would just have to pick up another Power 4 opponent. It can happen. They would just be a Group of 7 opponent. No big deal.
All right. Jeff Fuller says, "What's up, College Football Mafia bros?" Thank you. What's up, Jeff? The man with the numbers, the man with the spreadsheets. He's got it all. What can I say? And I'm left with a bunch of drones. Gygax, exactly. Pitt is not a primary target. Probably strategic ad at best.
Agree.
Shooter TX agrees with you.
Mm-hmm.
Dave's here says we are a week from football season, and you're still talking about this. I think you mean you are still talking about this. Dave's here. Yes, we're talking about it because it has been extremely popular on the channel. Our last 2 tier makers, extremely popular. It's something people still want to talk about. Football season is not here yet. This lets us kill some time before football gets here. We will talk about football when we're in the football season. We're doing previews of each conference every week. This Wednesday, I believe Bomber is doing the Big 12 preview. Following week, he is doing the ACC preview. So we do have our season previews. We're doing them every Wednesday. You should tune into those. I think they're great. Sergeant Pickles and I did the Big 10 preview with Bomber this past Wednesday. And everybody said I was a homer for Ohio State because I think Ohio State's going to repeat as national champions.
Could happen.
Roll Tide Roll. You know what? I haven't played the Alabama sounder either. That's the thing with overtime. I'll give you a sounder. Big 12 got as much unity until the receptionist says Sankey and Petiti on line 2.
Exactly.
100%. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Everyone's gone the second they get a call. Yeah.
You ain't kicking her out of bed for eating crackers, guys.
No, but the thing is that a lot of these schools have made the overtures to the Big 10, to the SEC. They have talked to them. They said, hey, remember us? There was a interview with Sankey on Dan Patrick's show a couple years ago. And Sankey's like, oh, yeah, I'll have ADs and presidents call me up all the time just saying, hey, how you doing? How's the golf game? Just wanted to chat it up so I could remember who they are. And no, they're not being added. Yeah, I mean, you will agree. I will agree. If there's a Big 10 or SEC ad, oh, we're gone. I mean,
you have to.
Yeah, nobody's going to sit here and say, oh, yeah, we're going to sit there and hug it out in the Big 12 and say no. I mean, I'm crazy, but I'm not stupid.
Yeah, you can either have 2 5s or 1 10. Everybody's picking the 10, guys. Come on.
Yep.
Tom Dubay says, great visual mowing. I assume you're talking about the tortoise O face. You can find that on YouTube.
Gosh.
Oh, God.
Wondering if you'll do a show about ACC top targets and put Big 12 school on your little tote board. Chris G.
Your little tote board.
I would love to put a little tote board together for trifurcation purposes. I think it's a great idea. It's a great thought experiment. The best of the rest. Let's see who survives in the ACC and who survives from the Big 12.
Let's
that would have
talk
to be
about the ACC for a second, though.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Like I think that is worth having a short discussion. ACC poaching Big 12 schools, not a trifurcation. In the current state of things, is it realistic? And if there are any schools that would consider it, who would they be?
WVU's made more phone calls to the ACC office than anybody.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's been a no every single time. Whenever Texas OU left, there were, let's just say that they weren't hiding the fact that they were making phone calls down to Greensboro saying, hey, are you guys going to take us? And it didn't happen. The problem that the ACC has right now is, I wouldn't say that there's a hard expiration date on the conference, but there is so much uncertainty. Would a TCU, would a Baylor, would a Cincinnati return the phone call to Phillips saying, yeah, hey, we're in? I don't think so. There's so much uncertainty. Nobody knows what's going to happen. Nobody knows who's going to go where. Let's say WVU gets an invite to the ACC, and then the next day 6 teams leave. Then what? Then you're looking at the Big East all over again. Whenever they added, Whenever they added Houston, San Diego State, and TCU, they added them, and then the conference blew up. Will the conference blow up with this? Yeah.
Number one's West Virginia. That would be the number one target that you try to pluck if you're the ACC. Then it's Utah and ASU. It's Utah and ASU, guys. Like, that's who you go after. West Virginia first, Utah second, ASU third. In my view. And they tried once. There's been conversations between ACC.
Here's my question. Are you going to put every team that you have on an airplane flying from Salt Lake to RDU, to Charlotte, to Tallahassee, to wherever? That's what you're looking at. You're looking at flying every team that you have across the country. You're looking at flying into Syracuse, flying into Boston.
I get that, Daniel, but Stanford and Cal are already doing it.
Stanford and Cal. I'm waiting to find out exactly how much Cal paid in travel last year. Those numbers aren't available yet. I know it's a lot. Stanford's numbers, that's a private school. They don't have to respond to a FOIA. People are asking the question, why did you just join the ACC? Why didn't you return the phone call to the Big 12? At least with the Big 12, you could still go to Utah, the Arizona schools, Colorado.
It's this, Daniel, is exactly why we put Cal as the last in our tier maker list. It's because the fit. There's just no fit. It's just not.
Even if here, okay, I'm semi-biased. I know quite a number of Berkeley grads. The problem that they have is that their football program is garbage. Nobody cares, even though this is a top 10 market. They draw flies. I mean, I could sit there and here, let me pull it up real quick. I'm going to pull up the 5-year average for Berkeley real quick. Hold on.
All right. Well, let me just. Okay, go
Berkeley's
ahead. Berkeley's
5-year average is 39.992. That's not good.
Well, I will say this. Maybe Cal should have thought about that before they were lecturing Colorado for playing footsie with the Big 12 while they were playing footsie with the Big 10. So maybe talk to some of those Cal Berkeley graduates about that, not being hypocritical and getting on a video call and embarrassing Colorado in front of everybody. about playing footsie with the Big 12 when you guys were playing footsie with the Big 10. So, and then take that Apple deal and see how well it works for you.
Yeah, but the problem that Berkeley has is nobody cares about their athletics. Nobody does.
Well, yeah, you don't even know who the coach is there. It's either Ron Rivera or Justin Wilcox, depending on which booster you talk to.
Yeah, exactly. And people in the administration, yeah, I get it. Lawrence Labs right up on the hill and in Livermore pay your bills. But you have to at least pay attention every once in a while to your football program.
To answer the question, going back to like, would the ACC poach any Big 12 schools now? The answer is no.
No.
West Virginia wouldn't go today. Utah would not go. And Arizona State would not go. Staying in the Big 12.
Not without guarantees about Clemson, Florida State, Miami.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And the problem is those guarantees are not there. Every single one of those schools, especially FSU, Clemson, UNC, we all know that they're making phone calls left, right, and sideways to get out. It's just a matter of when.
Ryan Willie says, sorry, not sorry. The Brewers beat the Reds 10-8. Listen, I'm a Reds fan. I'm already used to disappointment, Ryan.
Hey, Georgia
that franchise,
that
that franchise has not been right since Marge Schott left it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what to tell you. All I know is it took Pete Rose dying before they would put Charlie Hustle in the Baseball Hall of Fame, which was, to me, a disgrace. I get it. He bet on baseball, but you know what? He's one of the greatest baseball players that ever played the game. Let's hear it for old Charlie Hustle. Let's do a little Ute sucking.
They've been sucking you, sucking you.
I forgot. Ryan doesn't like that one. So let's talk about Cleveland. Let's shit on Cleveland, Ryan.
Come on down to Cleveland town, everyone. Under construction since 1868. See our river that catches on fire. It's so polluted that all our fish have ate.
Thank you for the super chat, Evil Badger. I do appreciate it. Charlie Casado. Kansas just got $300 million. Utah cut 81 academics. Did you guys really cut 81 academic programs?
I think so, because they were not. The state mandated that, though. It wasn't the university. The state mandated all like the careers that you would like lose money after you graduate going into. They said no more. We're not going to have that at the public institution. So it was not even a Utah-based thing, University Utah-based thing. It was state.
WVU did the same thing a couple of years ago. They dropped it's like 30 some majors.
No basket weaving anymore.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, it's like a degree in general studies with a focus on folklore. What kind of asshole would take that? There's your Jayhawk squawk right there. Thank you, Charlie Casado. It is much appreciated. I'll do it again, just because I like the sound of that Jayhawk.
Give him one more. I know that he was digging on Utah, so Wild Utes a little hurt, but I'll still give him this guy.
Yeah, I didn't even know that Utah had 81 academic programs. Vox Quindaro, might as well give him another one. Duke provides boundless value. Vox, I agree. They don't see it. I don't know what to tell them. And I will gladly take Duke. I will gladly take Duke in the Big Ten. Give them to me. I'll take them. MBM. Miami, Louisville should be top row. Everyone else bottom row.
I wouldn't say everybody else. There's a lot of those teams have value. Georgia Tech has value. NC State has value. Because you're sitting there you're not looking at what team is going to be $50 million in value. You're looking at $40 million in value. What team will add enough value to make the conference better?
CFB peek around the corner with Greg Flugar, our friend Greg. You can catch him on his channel, which is happens to be called CFB Peek Around the Corner with Greg Pflugar. Duke just spent $4 million for their QB Mensa. In the new day and age of college football, Duke is a must-have primary target.
So we had Duke in the primary targets. So we aligned with Greg.
Mm-hmm.
This conversation about VT and Duke, it's just who seems like a better fit. And again, NC State's a better fit for Big 12 than Duke. They just are, guys. Everyone knows that.
Yeah. Hold on, you, because I really got to call you to task on this.
Okay.
Yet you believe that Florida State is a better fit for the Big 10 than Miami.
I think they're both good fits. I just think that there's more upside with Florida State.
Okay.
Because of football, Duke, give me the upside with Duke. They're rich. Okay.
The upside with Duke, one, they're rich. They've got tons of money. They can pay you. They will basically pay their own valuation, and you get to keep all that money and spread it across your universities.
They won't give that to the Big 12.
Sure they will. If they're that desperate, listen, when it's 2:00 at the bar, man, you ain't got a lot of choices. You start looking around for anything that looks, human. So, I mean, look, Duke has the number. Okay, we're going to argue about this, but listen, Duke has one of the top 2 basketball brands in the country. And I know you're going to say, well, football drives revenue. Basketball still makes money. It still makes money for your university. It does.
Yeah, it's kind of like that Michigan fine versus their total revenues, basketball, nice little nickel.
But
let's be honest,
but you're looking
20%.
Yeah, you're looking at, like I said, about 20-25%. Duke, this is not academics. This isn't markets, because there's no TV, there's no Big 12 network. Now there might be one with the next media deal. We just don't know how that's going to work. You have to look at Duke's football in a vacuum. And that's where things go. That's where things don't stand up. It's not that it is a fantastic university with a fantastic hospital that does fantastic things. And it has got a great basketball program, but you have to look at football in a vacuum.
So just to add on to that, here's a question for both of you, okay? So is Duke, if they did pay in all the way, then they would be in a must-have tier. I agree with you, but I'm assuming they're not. Do you think that they'd be, we're talking about Big 12 money, we're talking about $31 to $32 million in media rights payouts for Big 12 currently. Mm-hmm. Do you guys think that Duke could even clear that accretive bar for the Big 12? Forget everything else. Can they clear the value bar? Do they bring more than $32 million in media rights value in football and basketball per year? I want to answer that question right there.
Without that UNC basketball rivalry in the ACC, I'm going to say probably not.
No.
I'm going to say yes, and I'm going to put this out there. Okay, you're shit talking the rights for basketball right now, but look at what ESPN just paid for WWE, guys. Not even a real sport. Not a real sport. Look what Paramount is going to pay the UFC, a very niche sport. Look at basketball rights. You don't think basketball rights? You don't think when the deal comes up for the NCAA tournament that the basketball rights aren't going to go through the roof? The only thing people are spending money on right now, as far as media programs go, is sports, live sports. And Duke has one of the top 2 brands in basketball.
How much do you think the NASCAR contract is worth?
I think any live sport is going to go
NASCAR
up.
contract is about $1 billion a year between the truck, Xfinity, and Cup.
Sure. Sports continues to go up. As much as media is cutting costs, they're not cutting costs in sports. They're investing heavily in it because it's the one realm where advertisers can still make they can still make money off advertisers because people have to sit through the commercials.
Exactly. There's no fast forwarding through certain parts of it because you're not going to TiVo a football game because you already know the end of the score. You're going to watch it live.
You're going to watch it. You're going to watch it live. And every streaming platform, even the premium ones, Paramount Plus, Peacock Plus, or Peacock Premium, they let you know right up. Yeah, you're not going to get commercials on everything, but live sports, you're still going to get commercials on it.
Yes.
Moan, I think you're looking through a Big Ten lens when you're talking about Duke. Like, what is the Big Ten? What is the SEC? What do they really want? They need basketball brands. They need new markets. They focus on AAU, academics, research. Look, the Big 12 doesn't have that luxury, Moan.
I
They
know.
don't have that luxury.
How many schools did the SEC? Okay.
Let me say this.
Okay.
The Big 12 needs an identity. And I
It's
think
not going to be
having,
basketball, dude.
I think you get your foothold in with basketball. If you can go on an SEC type run of Big 12 national champions in basketball, I think it makes a difference. I really do. And I get that football leads the way. I completely understand that football drives or is the engineer of the train. But listen, the Big 12, whatever this third conference is going to be, needs to carve out its own identity. And I think it's going to be very difficult to compete with the Big Ten and the SEC when it comes to football. I think it has to come to basketball.
There's the identity of Duke right here.
You've got Wild Dude all turned on.
Sexy damn D. I say.
But here's the thing. The SEC got 14 schools into the tournament last year. Yeah. They realized that the SEC realized that, hey, we've got basketball teams that we could spend money on too now. Granted, they didn't do they didn't do great. They did okay whenever it came to tournament time, but still you're looking at a lot of teams that got in. That right there is a lot of tier money that you make off the tournament tiers that you get. If you're going to sit there and say Big 12 basketball, they picked up an Arizona. They picked up a Houston. They've got Kansas. Iowa State has done really good lately. K-State has done pretty good lately. You're looking at they are okay. They're like one step below what the SEC is exactly right now. They're good. I think that they can add a little bit more to it, and they'll be great. Do they need to add a Duke? I don't think so. Utah used to be great. Utah used to be great in basketball. Then they fired Majerus for some stupid reason.
Okay, I'm going to say this right now, and then we're going to get off Duke.
Okay.
New broadcast partner.
Okay.
For the Big 12. Who do you guys think it'll be?
TNT. Right.
What did TNT just lose?
With this.
What did TNT just lose?
NBA.
They lost the NBA. They're looking for something to fill that basketball slot. I don't think it hurts the Big 12 in media negotiations to have basketball powerhouses like Louisville and Duke added to their rosters.
It doesn't hurt, but it doesn't help as much as having football.
Then why not add Syracuse?
I think that's another, potential. Again, I think the Big 12 should look towards building their basketball brand. Maybe that's me, but we'll move on. Ryan Willie with a $5 super chat says, like I said before, the Big 10 would take Duke in a second. If the Big 12 passed on Duke, the Big 12 conference would be in the danger zone. I don't have a danger zone sound effect. I'm sorry. How about Drunk Namath?
I couldn't care less about the team struggling.
That put him in the danger zone for sure.
Okay, this is what I'll say again. Like, I think that you guys are looking at this through the Big Ten lens, Wisconsin lens, Ohio State lens. Like, Duke makes a lot of sense with the makeup of the conference. For Big 12, you need football brands. You're trying to lift the football product. Basketball's already there. TNT already wants to do business with Big 12. It's not Duke's not lifting the media rights values from basketball that much for the Big 12. Maybe a little bit, but not that much. Whereas a football program like a Miami is really making a difference for media rights negotiation. So that's just a different need for Big 12 than Big 10. I think that's where we're getting hung up with this. We just need different things.
And you got to think of it this way with the Big 12. The Big 12, I think they've got every single media company covered. They've got CBS covered. That's Paramount. They got NBC, Universal. They got Disney. Now they've got that deal with Warner TNT. I mean,
but they don't have it. They don't have a deal with Warner TNT. It's sub-licensed.
Same thing with the CBS. Same thing with the NBC. It's just sub-licensed, but still, it's something that is going to help the conference whenever it comes up to renegotiation time. And you got to remember that contract was signed before Utah, the Arizona schools, and Colorado joined. So that contract's undervalued now.
Yeah, it is undervalued. That contract's killing us, Daniel. It's killing us.
Two Master. Love the KOAB sound clip, Mo, and that's how I got my name, KOAB. It's an old college story when we were skipping class and smoking dope.
MD 2020.
Whoops, that's the wrong one. There's the right one.
Mowing is the word. Mowing is the word. All right? I give you permission on this day to say mowing.
Thank you for the comment, KOAB.
You weren't skipping class in college, Mo. You got to pay for those classes. You're skipping.
I had a scholarship. No ACC fan base wants to join the Big 12 like the Pac-12 schools didn't either. But upon losing top brands, they would see the writing on the wall like the Pac-12 schools. Daniel, you can let us know what's that saying? Any port in a storm. Isn't that true?
Yep. I don't remember the whole. Any port in a storm.
Any port in a storm.
Yep. How do you think WVU ended up in the Big 12 in the first place?
Right.
Big East was falling apart. ACC said no. They're like, hey, we'll fly to Texas.
Right. How do you think my 20s went? Any port in a storm. I think North Carolina State, Louisville, and Virginia Tech are a lock for the Big 12. The question is, who is the fourth?
Exactly.
Okay.
100% agree.
Mark
100%
Bowman
agree.
will put it out there. You've got North Carolina State, you got the Wolfpack, you got the Cardinal, you got the Hokies. I'm going to even listen, Chris G. I know you're watching. I'm going to go ahead and give you a little bit of a turkey call because I don't have it on the soundboard. Woo! So there's your turkey call. If you're looking to call any Toms or Jakes in, you can go ahead and use that. That is my patented turkey call. I've got several Jakes off of that. No Toms, but several Jakes. Okay, guys. Who's your
It's
fourth?
overtime's out of control, Moan. Your
Who's your
turkey
fourth?
call comes out. Oh, man. Yeah, I think that you follow the list. Miami, obviously. And if they're off the list, then you go down. I skip Duke and go to Georgia Tech. If they're off the list, then give me Syracuse. I don't think Duke. I don't want Duke. I don't want Duke, guys. No.
I agree. If Georgia Tech's not available, Syracuse.
I mean, it's Georgia Tech, guys. Like that's the four right there. There's NC State, Louisville,
I got
Virginia
Duke.
Tech, Georgia Tech.
I've got Duke. I'm sorry. I think Duke is the answer here. But you know what? Mark Bowman, I've already played the Iowa sound effect. Here's a new bird.
That's a shake 'em up.
Wow, totally together.
Absolutely. There you go. I couldn't give you a Hawkeye, but I could give you a Thunderbird, brother. I'm going to try and get to some more newer comments or more recent comments, if that's all right.
Oops. Dude, this one's for you, Moan. Clip that
turkey call.
There you go.
Yeah, I can't turkey hunt anymore, but I used to be a turkey hunter. Please make in YouTube your own tier list video for Big 12 ads. Thanks.
Yeah, definitely consider it.
Sounds like he's called you out. Helms Light. Good to see you, Helms Light. I don't think I've seen you around here before. If you would, please consider giving us a subscription, leaving us a comment, giving us a thumbs up or a thumbs down button. If you like the turkey call, give it a thumbs up. If you hate the turkey call, give it a thumbs down. He wants Boise State as the last resort. Okay. Shooter,
Just
Texas.
Boise State. Hey, let's talk about that for a second more, okay? Does Boise State, where do they fall in your guys' view in last resort?
I would
They're
say
in front of Cal.
No way, man.
Listen, I think the Beavers should be in last resort. And I know that upsets people.
Yeah.
I think all the G5 teams should be in last resort, save UConn.
I would put them. I would put them next to Wazoo. And no offense to the Smurf turf, Boise's doing a lot. But like the other thing with whenever you talk about Washington State and Oregon State, if let's say that the Big 12 offers Boise State, they're right now tied up in litigation. If Boise State says we're out of here, it'll even make it a bigger mess with the litigation that they're going through right now.
This live still going. Well done.
Thanks, Jason.
Give him a Jayhawk squad.
Appreciate
give
it,
him a
brother.
squad for
Hey,
that
you
one.
guys pay for overtime. We're going to deliver overtime. All right. We're going to entertain you on a Friday night. We're going to talk college football. We're going to do turkey calls. We're going to do special sounders of tortoises orgasming and Jayhawk squats and people talking about mowing faucets. And here we go. Here's one for the Hokie fans. Here's one for the Hokies.
As God is my witness, I thought turkeys could fly.
There you go, Hokie fans. You get that one with the turkey call.
That's gonna really upset him.
That's one of the great episodes of all time.
Greatest television Thanksgiving episode ever. Go Black 45 says Clemson and Miami would demand unequal revenue share, period, and they would get it.
Give me it.
Well, they're going to get it right now from the ACC. That's the only reason why picking up the Big 12 be kind of difficult. Only thing that they're looking at is Big 10 and SEC money.
Two Master says Chippewas as criminal masterminds. You're absolutely right. Death penalty for the Chippewas.
They're going to just get beat down hard.
Timothy Green, West Virginia Mountaineer. You know, we haven't played any West Virginia sounds this stream, and by God, I think West Virginia deserves a little credit here.
Almost heaven, West Virginia.
I don't
Thank you
think
for
Daniel
that.
likes that, actually.
No,
Daniel, do you even like that?
Oh, yeah. I was there for the very first game that they sung it at the end of an event. And it was because of a riot that happened 2 weeks prior to that in 2003, where West Virginia beat Virginia Tech. That backyard brawl, I was at that backyard brawl in 2003, and they wanted everybody to stay in the seats just so that there wasn't going to be another riot.
You know a story's good when it was, before a riot. It was because of a riot that broke out.
It was that they rushed the stadium. It was a mess.
It was because of all the couches that got burnt that day, guys.
Well, they were going to burn couches anyway.
Yeah. How else are they going to get new couches on the front porch?
Exactly.
Don't discount UConn's brand and sponsorship value and how they bring access to New York City and Boston.
Mhm.
They'd be really valuable for a Big 12 network.
They
I
would.
agree.
There's no network.
I agree.
If the Big 12 had a network, then UConn would be in, just because you would need to shore up that Northeast market. This is the reason why BC was added, was because they wanted to add a ACC network. The problem is that you're standalone. It's what you do on TV that matters, and UConn football just doesn't do well.
With private equity, Mr. Gygax, so private equity, UConn would be at the top of the list. Miami would be at the top of the list.
Well, Miami's going to be there anyway. I mean, Miami would be at the top of the list anyway, even without private equity. But even if you get a ton of private equity in there, you're still going to have to pay that off at one time or another.
Well, it's not a loan. You just form companies and do business, and they'd be half owner in TV rights for the Big 12.
But is UConn the ad to get a private equity firm to sign a check? I don't think so.
No.
Yes, like I said, the only reason why they were added to the Big East is because enough of those UConn alums were working for some mouse-owned property in Connecticut and said, "Hey, add UConn."
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Steele Austin says, "Let's hear the Utah fight song again." Sorry, Steele, you're going to have to pay for that. Give us a super chat. I've had too many I've had too many complaints about the Utah song tonight.
But hold on a second, Moan.
I've had people.
Haven't I been doing work here, Moan?
Yeah,
Come on,
well,
man.
people have been asking to remove that permanently from the soundboard.
You got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
Oh,
Utah, not a fan favorite tonight for Utah. We got about 5 more minutes here, guys. We're going to go to 2:45. Give you 45 minutes of overtime tonight. I'm going to try and speed run some of this stuff. Clint Moses says, "Hi, Wild U."
Hey.
Two Master says, "Bitch again." I agree wholeheartedly. Spitfire the Dragon TV. Hell of a username. Thanks for joining us, Spitfire. I hope you're a subscriber. Next should be a tier list on ACC rating the AAC, so backfills, and Big 12 schools. Since ESPN owns the ACC, they could give the ACC more money to get the best of the Big 12, AAC, and UConn to replace who left. Don't forget those exit fees from the leaving ACC schools.
Do you want to do a tier maker for ACC, Moan? I think that the trifurcation, best of the rest.
I think I would go for trifurcation. I think trifurcation is a
trifurcation.
Yeah, trifurcation. Yeah, I think trifurcation or best of the rest. Let's just call it best of the rest. Or new conference or whatever conference you want to call it, the Big 12 Atlantic Conference. I don't know.
That's going to get some folks upset, Moan.
Vox Quindaro says Kansas just broke ground on a cheating department. Hallelujah. They're spending that $300 million David Booth gift well. They've learned from Michigan. Just got to spend enough money and you will be able to get away with it. The last big joke penalty, which was penalty on UNC Chapel Hill for allegedly running fake classes, excused because non-athletes were in fake classes too.
Yep.
There you go.
And Akron, the same thing happened at Akron, and Akron was absolutely pounded. UNC got away with it.
Yeah, but I'm going to give them a pass because I've been to Akron.
Well, yeah.
Why didn't he just throw the phone in Lake Michigan? I think Lake Huron is actually deeper, so he probably should have went for Huron.
Superior.
Or he should have went for Lake Erie. You would never have noticed it.
With
all the crap floating in Lake Erie.
What the heck is floating in Lake Erie?
You don't want to know.
Listen, it's the most polluted lake in America.
You don't want to
Steele
know.
is still dealing with the fact that Utah isn't who he thought they were all in time, Steele.
So there's a lot of shade being thrown at the Utes. I'm telling you guys, this U team is going to win the Big 12 this year. And shut a lot of people up.
What was Dampier's
I mean,
record?
it's 19 rushing touchdowns and 13 passing touchdowns.
He went 12 and 12 touchdowns, interceptions. What were the record last year? 5 and 7 at New Mexico.
Hey, he beat a ranked team at New Mexico.
I
want to throw down a bet for Utah to win the Big 12 championship. I'll show you guys. Put my money where my mouth is. It's gonna happen. Bark, squawk, Oklahoma State.
I put $10
West Virginia.
down.
I'm sick of this stuff. You know, it's gonna absolutely time to drop a freaking bomb on you guys.
Well,
I put $10 on WVU to win the Big 12 while I was in Vegas. Guess what? Do I think I'm going to win it? Probably not. I mean, it's $10.
Sick, man. We're both sick.
But I do like MBM's long beard he's showing in there. I believe that's the same beard that Cam Rising had last year at Utah. Louisville is too high. Cal and Stanford is too low. Plus, who doesn't want to see Cal and Stanford play West Virginia, UCF, or Houston? Right
Stanford
here.
wasn't on our list.
I don't want to see it.
Stanford wasn't on our list.
Yeah, you can just say who doesn't want to see Cal or Stanford play right here.
Oh, I would, because I could just make the drive down to Berkeley or Palo Alto. Also, it would put them into a shock in Palo Alto if you got a bunch of Mountaineers there tailgating pregame.
Yeah, if only there were Cal fans that showed up to actually witness that.
Yeah, there's no tailgating area up there in Berkeley.
The Jayhawk squawk should be replaced with a cash register opening.
No.
Never. The Jayhawk squawk is the OG on the soundboard. It's the OG. Otto Raider says the only way Clemson and Miami would go to the Big 12 is if the Big 10 and SEC didn't want them.
Mm-hmm.
So why would we give someone that has their options unequal money?
If Clemson and Miami are still on the board, the ACC is fine, because they would still be able to get about the same type of money the Big 12 does.
Tempest says Cal has fans.
No.
And
I've gone to games in Berkeley.
Just a few.
Doc Gibbs says, yes, the team locations matter. A team with an agreed value would lose value if it moved to a remote location in Montana, with the closest airport being 150 miles.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Anthony Manzano says, play the Hurricane Fight song, Mo, and I don't have it on the soundboard, brother. I got three Miami Sounders, actually, but none of them are the fight song.
Play a Miami Sounder.
I don't know. We'll play a Miami one for just this once.
Stand back. There's a hurricane coming through.
Just this once, just for you. We played it. Let it be known. We're gonna end it up here. We're gonna wrap up. I want to thank everybody for joining us. We've did Build the Dam, Beeves mentioned, Chainsaw Noise. I get enough chainsaw noise in my personal life, okay? And we're just gonna leave it at that. So
what are you talking about, Mo?
The less you know, the better.
The less you know, the better. That's right. Yeah. Stormy Cyclone, Mark Bowman, Jacobra Cat, Becky Go Huskies, Doc Gibbs, Jacobra Cat again, Ryan Willie, the LA Horn Frog, Carrie Go Knowles, Purple Cat Claus, Opie D Don, Ryan Willie again, Laura Weiss, Becky Go Huskies again, Purple Cat Claus again, Otto Raider, Ryan Willie, Greg Flugar, Lonnie Johansson, Purple Cat Claus again, MBM, Lonnie Johansson, Cranky Tiger, Lonnie Johansson, Shooter, Texas, MBM, Becky Go Huskies, Replica, Ryan Willie again, Charlie Casado, Ryan Willie, Mark Bowman. Thank you guys for your super chats, your memberships.
Mm-hmm.
Those mean so much to us, guys. They help us keep the lights on here. They really do. Again, if you're watching us on X, you're watching us on demand, this somehow pops up in your feed. Someone forwards it to you and says, look at what these idiots did. Please give us a like, give us a dislike, but give us a subscribe. We're trying to hit 5,000 before the end of summer.
We are 110 away.
We are 110 away. We are trying to hit that milestone. We would appreciate it if you could do that. For myself, for Wild Ute, for Daniel Gygax, I am Moen. I will see you guys on Sunday, and I will talk a lot more shit about Michigan on Sunday. But until then, I wish everybody a safe and happy weekend, and we will catch you later. Peace out.